Thank you.
That's what.
That's all I want.
That's that. That's that whole. That's that
Rain,
whole.
what is NCIX, and is it because it's Canadian? All right. It's there's like nothing in Sherbrooke. I tried for all kinds of like good brands. Oh, okay. Really?
Someday I too will own a computer.
You own a computer, you slut.
Wow.
Whoa!
Really
0 to 100 there.
kicking off the old pod. Oh, Miguel's here! Yay!
Oh, hey.
I think.
Yeah, she's here. She's typing.
Well, yeah, no, but yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Found it. Turn you up to 200.
Okay, so cool. Thanks for playing, everybody. That was actually our D&D session. I tried to go for
Wait,
something
let
more
me roll a dice
conceptual,
first.
more cerebral.
I rolled a 4.
So, oh yeah, okay. You lost this session.
That's okay. I'm just here to have fun. I'm just glad to be here.
What are you? What is this, Rain? Qualité d'alliance, relation, supervision. What?
Wanted to share an oink.
Well, we're learning now. Oh.
I'm learning nothing.
You learned qualité d'alliance, relation, supervision. That's all you need to know. Like, what more? Name one more thing you could possibly need to know. Don't do it.
How many ridges are on the edges of a dime?
I don't need to know that.
It's
Wait, do you know the answer to
118.
that?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you know what's written around the side of a pound coin?
Our currency
God
fucking
save the Queen.
blows.
Huh?
In God we trust. God save the Queen.
No.
Tea time.
Bitches and hoes.
No.
Crumpets
Close,
and
but
Go with the
no.
British accent.
It says standing on the shoulders of giants.
Oh, nice.
Do you know
Wait,
what the Virginia
so Britain
flag
is
says?
standing on the shoulders of the giants of all the countries that they pillage?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, interesting that you come from a country that is completely unaffected by colonialism.
Dodoy, we were a colony until 1867. My entire country is built on the conflict between the French
Yeah.
and the British religion.
Yeah,
My-
how's your native population doing over in Canada?
Super shit garbage, awful, because we've
Yeah,
like
that's
raped
what I
and pillaged them. It's the worst.
Yeah,
That
you guys
wasn't
got
us,
something
that
to say about England, huh?
Hey,
At least
hey,
we're moving on.
hey, you're both from loser countries.
Yeah, coming from an American, that kind of hurts.
You guys, you all
Oh,
complain about.
who's drinking what? I just had a can.
How do you know it wasn't bubblegum?
It was a can.
Was it a can of bubblegum?
Don't be disgusting.
Oh, Miguel, I can barely hear you.
You gotta turn her up.
She's up to 200%.
Turn
Indeed.
her up to.
Is it better now?
Yes, slightly. I can't speak for everybody. Only
No.
my ears, my far superior American ears, can hear you.
I think it is.
Is it
I
better
think it's
now?
also because I have tinnitus.
Is it way too loud now?
also because I have tinnitus.
I hate you so
I always
much.
say that tinnitus. I don't know if that's just me.
That sounds like tetanus.
I think it's the British and other.
Okay, cool. It might just be.
I know. I always thought it was tinnitus, but everybody I've ever heard pronounce it here has said tinnitus. But
They
it
say
could be. I think it's in Archer. They say tinnitus. I think.
In Archer?
Yeah.
They definitely
I
say.
think
tinnitus.
that's where I'm getting it from. Anyway.
So here, I'm gonna roll to see which country's the best. I got a 19, so it's fucking America. You all blow at this game.
We all splow at this
Yeah,
game.
I'm so excited about the past and future wars we win.
So yeah. Other
I
than
think
that,
we're off
how's
to a good
everybody?
start.
We are.
Good.
I still super can't hear you, Rain.
Yeah, me neither. I'm gonna try and adjust some volume.
Like 100% not. But
Oh right, we can all just turn each other down and then turn our volume up.
oh,
yeah, we can
good.
just turn Discord up. There we go. Say something?
Hello. Test.
That's a bit better.
Okay.
I've got this static noise now. So that's
All right.
My headset is broken, so
Super loud.
Did you not turn me down?
I turned you down some.
All right,
Okay.
Miguel, can you say some words for me, please?
hello, I am saying words.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay.
Everybody else is not allowed to speak while she's speaking.
I'll look at my Windows settings if there's something I can do.
Nah, don't worry about it. We good.
Yeah?
Or do worry about
That
it.
was
Follow
really
your heart.
clever.
What? Shut up, Tara.
Look, I'm just trying. Okay, look. I'm gonna set Roxy's volume to 0%.
I was looking at the volumes to change them, and I had everybody at like 200, and Tara had you at 64.
Come on. That's fucked
Like-
up.
Because I could always just hear you the loudest, I guess.
Fucked up.
I think I got my audio checked out enough to work if Rain wants to.
Is this better? I
Much,
manually turned it up in the driver.
much better.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say
Good.
infinitely better if pushed. Hello.
Hello.
What do you guys want to do?
Play Dungeons and Dragons. Shit.
Yeah.
Finish our little story.
Let's quest.
Uh,
All right. So here's a little recap. If anybody has any questions or they want like reminders of things,
I know exactly what the fuck happened. We last.
I would like a small recap.
I'm just.
Yeah.
of that.
Okay. So three adventurers found themselves embroiled in a dramatic evening at the local tavern. Luna, an otherwise innocent druidess visiting town for the fabled healing properties of Clearwater. Rain, who was an observer of the esoteric, planned to engage with a mysterious magical man. And Sai, an opportunist seeking to leaden her pockets and lighten her spirits.
Hey, that's
So
pretty good.
your lives collided that night at the Misty Mare in Aramoor. And with pretty confrontational strokes, you eventually found yourselves cast the street, but dread not, for Jeremy Pike, the mayor, entertained by your antics, invited you to his home for a warm meal and a place to rest.
Is Matt cutting out for anybody?
As the rowboat, you were heading across the lake. As the rowboat approached the dock of his estate, you saw the silhouette of the much-hyped Sylvia, his wife, watching from an upstairs window. And Jeremy exclaims, "There's my Sylvia. She's in one of the guest rooms. Must see us coming in, preparing the beds. Such a sweet woman. You'll adore her, I'm sure." And that's where you were. If you guys
Okay.
have any questions for the lead-up or want to do something,
Was
Hi.
Matt cutting out for anybody but besides me?
Not for me.
Okay, no,
No,
that's a good thing. Well, it's not a great thing, but it is.
I don't really care if you hear me or not, because you're my least favorite character.
Oh, well, interesting, because I'm the only one recording any of this shit. So
Burn, and also, okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
lost a
yeah,
die.
Yeah, exactly. That's God. That's the Christian God punishing you for being a dickhead.
Specifically the Christian God.
Yeah, he punishes lots of people.
The most smiteful one.
True.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Roxy's looking at furniture.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely lost one of my die. Oh, I got it. All right, we're all set.
All right, cool.
I need to turn you back up slightly here.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, that's happening. You guys good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you dock at the mansion, and the mayor looks to you, kind of the group, and he's like, "Since we're here, I believe I owe you a bit of an explanation. You see, well, I'm very excited for your company. I do have a minor ulterior motive." He says, "Since Charlie's death, my wife has been very stressed. So she's lived here nearly 20 years with me in this house, and she's never even had a nightmare. But
I'm sorry, who was
since
Charlie again? That was your boy?
Oh, Charlie. Charlie was the fisherman that we'd hired as a sort of farmhand for fishing. There's got to be a word for that.
Fish hand.
Fish hand. He was a fish hand.
Cool. Farm gills. Got it. Let's do this.
But since Charlie's passing, she's started to unravel a bit. So like I get home and she's telling me stories every night of the week of creaks and cracks. How it's not the wind, how she feels like she's not alone. I used to indulge her anxiety, but it's been about a fortnight since his passing. And forgive me if I'm being brash, but she should, be done her mourning. He was a good man, but she must move on.
How long ago was that?
This was about a week ago. Yeah,
Hmm.
a fortnight. Is that fortnight 14
Fortnite
days?
is 14 days, and a week is 7, so...
Well, it was about a Between the two, about 10 days, I suppose.
Okay, betwixt.
She hasn't even left the island since that time. She's been in mourning.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's hang on. Let me see. Let me search my brain to see if there's anything I want to ask.
Okay.
She's still alive, right? Like for some reason in my brain, the last time we left off, I had accidentally convinced myself that she was a ghost. And
Sylvia?
Yeah, she's definitely not, right? Because she was standing in
Well,
the window creepy, but she was making a bed, I think.
Yeah, and she waved.
She waved. Okay. Still, I mean, in my head, I'm still seeing a silhouette, but she's just a nice, alive lady, right? Just going through a
Well, I
tough
mean,
time.
you're not inside yet.
Yeah.
Are you asking him this? Are you asking me if my wife is secretly an
No,
undead
no. Sorry,
monster?
I'm recapping what we already
Oh,
discussed.
yeah.
last
No,
time.
you haven't seen her, except
Okay.
for the window. So, I mean, ostensibly, yes.
Okay.
She's a totally alive, normal human being.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna assume that she is.
And what about like we were on the water and we had seen another rowboat or a canoe or something with
Yeah.
like, floating lantern,
Yeah.
and all the lights had to like flickered.
Yeah, you like Sai puked.
Yeah, and then I yelled something at somebody. Oh, I remember what it was. I yelled
The other
thanks
boat went out.
angrily.
About equidistant. What?
I yelled thanks to the mayor angrily.
Oh, that's true.
Because somebody else said something really benign and simple angrily at somebody else.
Yeah.
And then I yelled that, and you were like, I'm so glad you did that. And because as soon as you did that, the lights went out.
Whoa, ominous.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, the light on the boat went out, and that was the last you saw of it. And
I
they
feel like that's
ejected.
some shadowing before other events. And I wonder if that's
Like a shadowing in the fore.
yeah, like I wonder if that's
No.
relevant. You know,
I don't know. I don't know.
is something funny, Rain? Did I say something?
Nothing. No.
You got the,
I was
you
just
got the giggles?
curious. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Oh
I
dear,
think
I
it's
feel
the
that actually
shadowing in
felt
the
super
fore that got
mean.
me.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's the shadowing in the fore that got me.
Gotcha. Okay. I felt mean just now because well, why is not important, but I am sorry. So anyhow,
I
Okay.
did ruin your attempt to steal the enchanter.
yeah, I
last
am
time,
still
so-
not pissed, but mildly annoyed.
Yeah,
I am.
Okay.
But I also am still drunk as hell.
Okay, so you guys are on the dock,
Yeah,
Okay,
on the island. Okay.
and so he's explained all this, and he says, all this to say, no need to fear. I'm just hoping an injection of good company will lift your spirits. If you could basically do your best to entertain her and put her at ease, I would be very, very grateful.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we'll do
All
our
right.
best.
So he walks up to the door, and he opens a thick oak door, and you see ahead of you a large foyer. There's a staircase heading up at the end of the hall ahead of you, like a quite ornate. I mean, nothing is like over the top opulent. It's not like chandeliers and stuff, but it's quite nice. Staircase and doors off to either side.
Okay.
As he enters, he shouts out, "Honey, I brought guests!" And Sylvia pops immediately out from a door to the bottom right of the stairs, and she's like wearing an apron and she's sort of like wiping her hands dry. She is a petite, quite pretty, not particularly like unique human woman. She's a brunette. She has a small but warm face, and her hair is tied back into like a messy bun, and some of the strands are like falling around her face, and she looks like a little bit disheveled, but she's okay. She's just in the kitchen, and her eyes sort of flash really wide when she sees all of you, like a little moment of like panic, but she regains her composure really, really well. And she says, "Oh, hello, Jeremy. To what do we owe the honor? I didn't expect company." She doesn't say it like she's annoyed, just like a little strange, not like rude. And there you go.
Well, hello.
He says, "I met these fine young individuals at the Misty Mare this evening. All three are from out of town. Isn't that exciting? You always loved hearing stories from faraway places." And he looks over at you, and although he asked you outside the tavern that night, he's like, "Are any of you from very far away again?" Just like, remember your backstories.
Yeah, I'm from the coast. What's it called?
The Sword Coast?
Sword Coast. Yeah, I knew that's what it was, but I didn't think that sounded right.
So she's sort of like, oh, like very polite, like, oh, interesting, very cool. Maybe she says like some fact about it. She's like, "I hear it's beautiful."
It's nothing special, but it's home.
Okay. And she like smiles politely, like a little curt smile. And she says, "All this for me. You always have me in mind, don't you, Jeremy? If only I'd seen you guys coming in, I could have prepared. Let me get some things to the soup. Let me add some things, and maybe another loaf of bread in the oven, and I'll be right out. Welcome." And she gives like a little curtsy, like a little polite curtsy. And she heads back into the kitchen. And at this point, Jeremy sort of starts unlacing his boots, and he says, "Take a look around if you like, friends. I'm going to freshen up, and then we can enjoy a beverage in the living room by the fire." And he heads upstairs, and you guys are standing in the foyer.
Okay. So, hey, Luna and Rain, why are you guys being so quiet and weird?
Well, I was going to say that I'd take off my shoes or my boots. I'm not sure what I'm wearing, but
That's a good
So you did
idea.
this in a particularly loud fashion, or is size comment still correct?
is what? Sorry.
Never mind, it was a really bad joke. Okay,
Yeah.
you're good.
Anyway, I'm sure we're being quiet because Tara's doing enough talking for all of us.
I'm
Whoa,
trying. Ooh, buddy, Luna.
Sai
Never
is doing
discourage
enough
participation. Over participation is always good.
Okay, well, just waiting my turn.
Look, Luna. I don't
Oh,
like
you could
you,
just
and you
jump
don't
in
like
whenever.
me.
And also, somebody says something that you would conflict with. It doesn't happen just because they said it. Like, they're like, "Oh, I reached for the door," but you would be like, "Well, no, I was going to reach for it first." Then we can like figure out what the conflict is. So like, you can override people, and then I make the final decision. You ever want to do or say anything, just let me know, and we'll fit it in.
Okay.
So Rain starts unlacing her
Yeah.
boots as well. What are you guys wearing? Like, describe yourself, Rain, as you're undressing. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I have like very plain, I guess, what people would describe as like medium armor. I guess like just like leather.
You think that's what lay people describe?
Yeah. They use the term medium armor, heavy armor.
What nice plus AC you have.
There you go.
I love it.
Pretty dark blackish.
Solid.
And I have like a navy cape, and that's
So like almost like
it.
highwayman style dress?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. So I assume you take your cape off and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Was it raining? I pictured in my head that it was raining.
Yeah, it was like starting to drizzle, we said. That's
Yeah,
why you guys
okay,
wanted
so
to leave.
I guess I hang it up if there's like a coat rack or if
Yep.
there's a fire.
So, okay, in this main hall that you're in, basically there's a front door and then it's just like a hallway to a staircase. And at the foot of the staircase, there's a door to the left and a door to the right. They're both closed. And then the staircase goes up and there's like a nice purplish maroon carpet that goes up the length, and the walls are like sort of honey colored, sort of pine wood. So it's very warm, very sort of cottagey, but nice, very nice.
Okay. I do keep one dagger like on my leg, like hidden. It's not
Sure.
like, obvious, but
Like strapped into the pant or whatever.
I'll,
Cool.
I want to take my shoes off too.
Right.
Just join the party.
Wasn't sure the American would.
Yeah.
Burn.
I'm not a brute. I'm still.
Did you grow up in a household that took their shoes off all the time?
No. I grew up in a house where everybody kind of did what they want. As long as the chores were done, nobody really cared. So.
I wasn't wearing any shoes.
Oh yeah, that's true. You made a point of that and everything. Okay.
Yeah, so I just kind of walk in and wipe my bare feet on their little welcome mat.
Nice. They're a
And,
little muddy, but you managed
yeah.
to like step so in tune with nature that you're pretty solid. You're good.
Exactly. It's I'm not gross. I'm not like a swamp creature. I just kind of, live in symbiosis with nature. So, I smell like plants, but it's not very offensive.
Perfect.
So, they're probably gonna be gone for a while. Do you guys want to like take a look around, or we want to just wait here and be in the same
want to take a
spot?
look around. No, I want to take a look around.
You do. Okay.
Yes.
Are there any closets or anything with a door that isn't to another room in the
Okay.
hallway?
In this foyer, you've got like a coat rack, quite a nice one with about like 10 hooks on it, immediately to your right behind the door. On the left wall, about halfway up, there's like this nice little like deacon's bench and dresser combo. Basically, like there's a little mirror, there's some candles. It's very, again, nice, like 1800s-y. There is No door. No, there's the two doors at the foot of the stairs, and the stairs go up ostensibly to other doors as well. But there's no like cupboards in this room.
Okay. Are the candles lit?
Yep.
Okay. Are there any like extra shoes or like clothing laying around that we can see?
Good question. Okay. You see the pair of boots that the mayor just took off,
Mm-hmm.
and a pair of smaller boots beside it. The smaller boots don't look like very dry, like they haven't really gone anywhere in a while. Very dry and clean. And the mayor's boots are obviously wet, have a little like puddle around them. Those are just under the coat rack.
Very small, as in for a child, or for like
No, like
yeah.
having glanced at Sylvia, you
Yes. Okay.
could assume
Mhm.
inductively that
I'm getting-
they probably hers.
I'm getting an Ellen Page kind of vibe from Sylvia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like Ellen Page meets the mom of the Kardashian.
Except Ellen Page is gay, so let's maybe, you know,
How do you know that
I said it-
Sophie
I
is
said
not
it-
not
gay?
straight wash her for the purpose of this game.
Okay, so I literally just said I'm getting a vibe, not I'm pretty sure this person is Ellen Page.
No, I
who's
was
been sucked
basing
into
her
a
off Ellen
fantasy world
Page.
through a painting.
All right. Let that speak.
Um,
You're basing her off of.
Ellen Page.
You were.
That was the joke. Yeah, but it's okay.
Oh,
no,
I thought you were
no, it
actually
wasn't.
trying to say who you based her off of. So.
No, she's who you imagine her to be in your head. You see her face. You know what she looks like. That's what she looks like.
yeah.
Mm.
So
You know, that's
we
some
all
movies.
want to take a look around.
Right?
Rain, do you have any preference, left or right door? Because we've got two
Mm.
doors
And a staircase in front of you.
Yeah.
and a staircase in front of us.
Like no, because I was gonna go through all of them anyways.
Okay, well let's start with the left door.
I start feeling around the walls for trapdoors and
Oh
hidden
shit. Okay.
hidden stuff.
Wow,
Okay. You want to roll me a perception check on that?
I got you.
So it's a D20 plus wisdom plus proficiency if you're proficient in perception.
All right, so Roxy rolled a 19.
Oh shit.
Shit.
I
bonuses?
have 17 in wisdom plus 3.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's 22. And are you proficient in it? In
No.
perception? Okay, so that's still 22. That's super good. You feel your way along the walls and various furniture and sconces of the like, and while you don't find any traps or secret mechanisms that seem to like control anything, you do find a small drawer, like a fake drawer hidden under the lip of the table.
Ooh.
And
The
if you
intrigue.
open it up, there's 3 or 4 gold coins. There's 4 gold coins in there. I don't know why I said 3 or 4. Yeah, there's 4 gold coins, like a little stash of money.
Okay, I pick up the gold coins and I put them in Sai's pocket.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, if Sai doesn't like resist it, sure.
Yeah, I look at her very awkwardly and put 4 gold coins back into the drawer.
Whoa.
Come on.
What about your character
No.
background?
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so my character would, under
These people
normal
are just storing
circumstances,
gold coins in their deacons bench, and you're like,
would,
no, they need
under
it more
normal
than I do.
circumstances, hey, I'm trying to tell you what's going on,
Okay.
Bucko. I would under normal circumstances, but she's actually, I can tell that, he's trying very hard. She's obviously going through something. Like, I
Right.
don't want to take anything. Like, this isn't something, I'm not, like, hurting for anything right now. Like, I've got a decent amount of gold on me right now. Like, I'm fine.
So you are lawful good. Okay.
Yeah, no, I am through and through lawful good. Like, if I see somebody
Yeah.
that's, like, wildly wealthy and like flaunting it and like being a dick about it, even if I've got more than them, I will steal from them. But if and if somebody's got more than they need and they're quiet about it, but I know and I need something, or somebody that I care about needs something, I will steal from them too.
If only there was some like established trope in literature of somebody that like steals from the rich and gives to the poor and is like kind of like a cowboy but like also lawful. If only we had like something to lean on
Who would know?
conceptually to help visualize your character, you know?
Oh, it helps
Bernie
that
Sanders.
that character is being portrayed as a furry as well.
I fucking hate you so much. Speaking of gold, by the way, Rain.
You have like 12 million, we know.
No, I have 1,124 gold.
No.
Because Rain I lost a bet, so you have 10 extra gold.
Yeah.
You can't spawn with that much gold.
I didn't.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
over 1,000 gold is enough to buy like a estate.
Hey, I literally have it on my character sheet. Gold, criminal, 15. Gold, burglar's pack, 16. Gold, thieves tool, 25. Starting wealth, 80. Matt is foolish, 1,000. I
Yeah,
have.
he can take that back. He's God. He can take
That
that
only
back.
gave you like 200 gold, what you just described.
Yeah, how much gold do I have? I should write that down somewhere.
Wait, Matt.
But I also feel you.
How does any set of numbers, including 1,000, equal 200?
I didn't hear the 1,000.
Matt is foolish, 1,000 gold.
Oh. Okay. And it's legit.
Yeah, it's because of my background. Like, I've been going town to town,
Yeah.
taking shit from people. Like, it's reasonable that I would have come across some like shitty princes or whatever.
True. Okay, so where do you guys head?
To the left door.
To the left. So,
Roxy, you need
yeah.
starting coins, right?
Yeah, I don't have that on my sheet.
I don't know if druids and stuff would necessarily, like, she'll start with something, like 25 or something.
No,
but
I can tell you what it is.
Anyway, it's not going to come into play till like down to numbers. You guys have some cash, and that's what's important.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, this is
So-
Dungeons and Dragons. We can just make stuff up.
As I mentioned, the door on the right of the stairs is where Sylvia retreated, so ostensibly the kitchen. And as you open the door on the left, you see into a living room, and there's a fire burning in the hearth. The same kind of wood theming as the rest of the house, same nice maroon carpet, and on the walls there's some like taxidermied fish, and there's a bookshelf, and there's a big bay window that overlooks the grounds down to the water, which is like a couple hundred feet. And out, and you see like the town twinkling lights in the distance is very nice. And then like the big thing that sort of dominates the room is a taxidermied brown bear. So there's this huge like standing on its hind legs bear in the room, back legs like jaws open, everything, and a couch and a chair beside the fire. That's it.
Okay. Can I do a perception check to see if I see anything else?
Yeah, sure. What are you looking for?
Truthfully, just anything that seems like it would be hidden. Like, I'm suspicious of everybody. Like, everybody's very nice. Like Sylvia is obviously very nice, and so is the mayor. I can't help but think like it's a little weird. So I'm just kind of I'm not really looking for anything. I'm just snooping at this point. Like, I'm going through their medicine cabinet. Like, I want to see what's up. You know,
Okay.
if there's anything to even see. Like,
I mean, like it depends how serious you have no idea when they're going to be back. Are you going to be like peering like through drawers and like peeling panels of wood back, and like, or are you just kind of like taking a glance?
just a glance. Like, if you don't think that I'll get anything from a glance, then I could just forget it. It's fine.
Well, I mean, like you notice more or less things I said. Like the bookshelf has like closed door part at the bottom of it that could
Yeah, I want to
possibly
open that.
contain something. Yeah, sure, you open it. There's some like little tins with like medicinal herbs. There's a couple more books, and there's like a pair of pliers and stuff like that, but nothing really catches your eye.
Okay, I close it and walk back to the door.
Alrighty.
Anybody else? Should we? You said that there was two doors, one on the left, one on the right. We were just in the left door, and the right door is where Sylvia went.
Precisely.
Did we go? I'm sorry. Did we go up the stairs to get to these doors, or
You
no?
did not. You
Okay.
did not.
No, and Sylvia went upstairs, I think, right?
Sylvia
No.
went in the right door, and
And
the
Jeremy
mayor
went
went upstairs.
Up the
Yeah.
stairs we go.
Okay, so you exit the living room and you head upstairs. Taking a quick glance down the hallway, like it's not huge, but there's 4 rooms upstairs, sort of evenly spaced over the house. 2 over the living room, 2 over the kitchen. And one of them is a master bedroom, and the other 3 are not. Where do you go? The master bedroom has a light on and is assumably where Jeremy went, and one of the other bedrooms has a light flickering from under the door. Otherwise, everything's...
I go to the flickering light room.
Yeah.
All right,
good call.
you go to what seems to be a guest room. You open it up, and it looks like a small bedroom. There's a single bed under the window. This is on the other side of the house from the master bedroom. and there's an oil lantern burning in the window, and this you see by looking out the window must be the same frame of reference. Like it's the window that you saw Sylvia waving from earlier. And the bed is like a little disheveled. It doesn't look like it's nicely made up. It's a little disheveled. There's some clothes that seem to be men's clothing, and there's a bag in the corner on a chair.
Is the bag empty or?
You check inside the bag, and it has some other clothes in it, and it has some fish hooks in it, and a hat.
Fish hooks that were planted in someone's hands, or
Wait, what?
I think the fish hand.
Oh, right. Yeah, no.
Okay.
He's the fish hand. I mean, this isn't his room. You don't know that,
Okay. Okay.
right? Yeah, it seems to be a collection of things that would belong to a young male fisherman.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fish hand, one might say. You guys are peering around in this room, and you hear Sylvia laughing downstairs, like, ha, 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 like kind of giggly, and you assume she must be talking to Jeremy or whatever. And then the light blows out,
Okay.
and you hear shushing, and around you in the room, which is now very, very dark, you hear like shh, 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 and the room gets very, very cold. And the window all of a sudden fogs up, blocking the small amount of moonlight that there was. And the word liar is etched into the fog.
This is all of a sudden very scary to me.
I run downstairs to get my all my weapons and my gear.
Okay, like you flee the room. As soon as liar is written, the light actually comes back on, and the room returns to like normal temperature. It's like this flash event, but if you booked it, that's absolutely reasonable.
Yeah, I booked. Well,
No, I think we all should all go back downstairs. I don't like what just happened.
I guess as I was out the door frame, I saw the light come back on, so I like didn't run down the stairs causing all this noise. I like started running and then slowed down.
Okay, so you like dart out of the room. This happens to you two then that are still in the room, Luna and Sai. It feels very, very cold, everything, and then it's just like, it's just over. That's it.
So let me get this straight. The liar appears like in the
Like somebody's like writing it with their finger in the fog on the window.
in
the condensation?
I
It like types itself out.
okay. Is that coming from the inside or the outside?
It's written on the inside of the room.
And the temperature drops.
I turn to Luna and I say, we should probably get out of here for now. We should go back.
I stay
Alright,
and I look around the room.
Okay, what are you looking for, or where are you looking? There's a closet, there's the bag, there's a bed.
I look in the closet.
Okay, you search the closet and you don't really find anything interesting. Some clothes, some more shoes, nothing special. No boxes or anything.
What about the bag?
The bag that Rain looked in contains
Oh.
some fish hooks, a hat, and a couple change of clothes.
What about like you said there was a bed in there, right?
There is a bed.
Is there anything under the bed?
Can
Can
you
I
roll a
look under the
perception check for me, please?
Yeah,
Or investigation check, rather. Sorry.
investigate.
Investigation. Is that wisdom?
I'm not sure.
I'm proficient in investigation.
Ooh.
Alright, so, Roxy, it's investigation, intellect. So 2 times 2, because you're proficient, is 4, plus 2, which is what you rolled, is...
Isn't it wisdom?
No, it's investigation, right? So that's
Oh.
intellect.
Oh yeah,
do you-
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Intelligence,
I guess
you mean.
yeah. Okay, it could be wisdom. You can pick whichever you want. Are you like examining this like it's a crime scene and you're trying to like figure out something amiss with it, or are you just like searching it?
I don't really know what the difference is you're trying to get at.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Use
think-
whichever one you want.
I think searching
Whichever
makes
one.
more sense. Like, we don't really
Yeah,
know
okay.
anything is suspicious.
True. Whichever one you're more proficient in, then. Like whichever one you have a higher score in.
Wisdom?
Okay.
Right, and the roll.
Wait, no, I'm confused. Like, I'm happy doing the investigation for it.
Oh, there's no
Or just-
conflict. It's literally like whichever you feel you're doing, you can use. Like you can always sort of try to twist the DM's arm to like do what you're asking. So let's say you're like trying to figure something out and you have a really poor roll in it, well, you could say like, really, I'm trying to remember it through like this myth that I studied in school because I have a really high religion check kind of thing. And you can like try to justify what stats you're using for something. And if you can convince me, you can convince me. So I was saying you can use whichever one you want based on how you feel you're searching it.
Well, I'm proficient in investigation, and I don't really know the game very well so far, so I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Cool. So proficiency adds another plus, is it 2 or plus 3 for you guys?
+2 for right now. So yeah, she rolled a 2. It's +4
Oh, okay.
is 6.
Okay, you don't find anything interesting in the bed, unfortunately.
I go over to see what she's looking at.
Yeah?
Wait. How does that roll work? Because my intelligence thing says 15, and I have a bonus thing of 2, and then I'm proficient, so it's another 2.
So you get whatever you rolled, which was a 2. You get +2 for intelligence because that's how much the modifier is corresponded with the score. So like 15, if you have a 15 or a 16, it's +2. If you had a 17 or an 18, it would be a +3.
Okay.
So you're in the range of a +2 bonus from that. So you rolled a 2, you get 2. Bonus is 4, plus you're proficient, which is an automatic +2 to anything that you're proficient in. So your total was 6, but 6 is still a very low score.
Okay.
So you didn't find anything.
Sure.
But I go over and try to see what she's looking at because I'm just like, we gotta go, come on. And then I see she's
Yeah,
looking
this super
at
creepy
stuff.
thing happened.
And see she's looking at something, so I go over to see what she's looking at, and I make a, I guess it is an investigation check, huh? Because I'm investigating.
Well, it's okay if you want to search. Like,
No, I think investigation matches what we're doing pretty well.
yeah, because I think perception is more like looking at something and like perceiving a
Yeah.
difference or something.
Yeah.
But investigation is like searching.
Perception to me is more like gut feeling than anything.
All right. So what do you roll?
So investigation, I roll a d20. I rolled an 11 plus 2 is 13.
Okay. You describe what you do to search the bed, just really quickly.
Well, I look under the bed frame to see if I see anything there, and then I lift the mattress.
Excellent. Under
okay.
the mattress, you find a small scrap of paper, maybe the size of the palm of your hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Word. Yes.
That's it. You just leave it there. You drop them.
Oh no! What is it? Yeah, tell me what it says, doofus.
Oh, you read it.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that you did that.
Do I make a reading roll?
No, it's in common. You can read it.
Okay.
And it says, I love you more than life itself. And it's not signed.
Not signed. Okay.
No.
She's having an affair. Dude who died.
Oh goodness. Are you muted?
So yeah.
Whoops. I'm muted. But you heard me through.
I did, yeah. It was beautiful.
Yeah, yikes. Okay. Well, all right. Okay.
That's why she's so cut up about it.
Ooh. You're a perceptive motherfucker, huh?
I guess so.
Like maybe you're wrong and you're not. And
I share that with Sai.
Huh.
Oh
yeah.
Rain, meanwhile, in the hallway, you moved down the hallway toward the stairs, which put you toward the mayor's room. And you... Oh, okay. You smell a horrible, awful, awful smell. This smells like something has died a long time ago, like
dear.
rot.
Yeah.
And it seems to be emanating from the mayor's room.
Oh
Can
my
you guys
god.
hear me?
Heck
Yes.
yeah, we can.
Okay. Okay.
That's so much better.
So I was listening, but also trying to fix my bag.
Okay.
I am downstairs or still in that top level? just
You
outside
were in the
room?
top level, yeah.
Okay.
And you ran sort of halfway down the hallway to the stairs.
hmm
So they're on opposite sides of the house. The room that you're in, that they were in a second ago, is above the living room. Yeah, you get to the stairs and you smell like really strong rotting flesh smell coming from the mayor's room, which is just now past the stairs.
Okay. Because I guess my worry is that I'll get downstairs and then it's gonna be like, aha, and then I'll be like magically frozen in place or something. So I'm gonna stealth to get back downstairs to get my bow and my dagger.
Okay, so you sneak down the stairs.
Yes, and I rolled a 4. Shit. but I am very proficient with a 7, so 11.
Okay. Yeah, you tiptoe your way down the stairs, and while the room, like the hallway's pretty lit and it's not very big. I mean, if anybody were to walk in, they would definitely see you. But you tiptoe your way
Yes,
down the
okay.
stairs, successfully make it to your bow and equip them and now you're standing by the door with your
Okay.
gear.
Okay. Can I just run back upstairs now and join Sai and Luna?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You race back up the stairs quietly, but at a good pace, and you
I'm
reach the
also
top.
very good in acrobatics, so I can roll for that if need be.
Okay, you're all right for now. You're really like thinking there's some trap, eh?
I really am.
You race back up the stairs, totally fine, and you reach the top. And to your right is a horrible smell, and to your left you can see the light casting the shadows of your compatriots into the hallway from their room.
Also, I want to point out that Luna shared her thought with me, so that's canonically she's warming up to me, where she didn't like me before. So
Aww, they're growing on each other
don't make it
Oh,
weird.
cute.
fungus.
You guys are
Okay.
weird. But yeah, so she tells me that. I'm like, oh shit. And then, do I smell that smell from the smell room or no?
You guys are still in that room, so no, you don't smell it yet.
Okay.
So I arrive in that room and I'm like, guys, there was that creepy liar thing on the window, and now
But I
there's-
totally didn't run away from.
yeah, that I
That you bravely went to investigate another room.
yeah. And there's also now human flesh coming from the master bedroom.
Human flesh. Oh, right. The smell. Okay.
The smell of human flesh. Sorry,
I
not
was
human,
like, is a
human
person
flesh
walking out of the
crawling
room?
out. Yeah. No.
It's the mayor.
Um,
He's fine.
and so Sai, with her genius brain, puts 2 and 2 together, and she's like, oh, okay, all right, I see what's going on. So, Rain, we just found a piece of paper that says some corny shit on it, some like I'll love you always sort of thing. And then, Luna said something very smart, which was that she thinks that Sylvia's having an affair. And now you tell me you got the old flesh smell coming from the mayor's room, where I'm pretty sure the body of the fisherman is who all of this, all these belongings have been abandoned by. I think he didn't abandon them. I think he was killed, and now the mayor is doing some.
Why did the mayor want us here again?
That's what's troubling me.
Yeah.
Is that he did invite us over. While he had a body in his home. So
It's like
Definitely a
putting
worrying
vanilla extract on
sign.
light bulbs before you show a house. It's like just a nice thing to do.
no,
Oh, that's nice.
I disagree. But maybe it's like a regional thing. But I mean, like here's my guy. This is me, Sai, saying I think that something obviously fairly sinister is afoot, and I would rather us have the jump on them rather than vice versa. I say we open up the mayor's room.
Okay, but what about? I don't know. What about the whole like plague or curse that was killing all the fish and that made the water all dark and gross and
And you know what? Maybe that's true. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go open their door. You guys can stay back and like just be ready. And then if he's just having some Jeremy time and that's what the smell is, then I'll just say that I was looking for the bathroom or something, and
Okay.
no one will be any wiser. And then if I tell you the code word, which is there's a body in here, that means there's a dead body in his room.
Can I just be clear? The room that has the bad smell, is that the master bedroom where Jeremy
Yes,
is?
it is.
Okay.
Well, where he went up earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really have tabs on either of them in the house right now. Well, you guys heard Sylvia laughing under the room that you were just in. That's it.
Which is also very disconcerting to me. I don't like
that
that.
means she was laughing alone, right? Or maybe we don't know.
Or Jeremy went back downstairs and was with
Yeah.
her in the living room.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and open up that door.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
So-
over there too.
Yeah. You two approach the door with Rain. I'm assuming he's staying a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit behind, but quite in it with them.
Mhm.
And you reach the master bedroom door. And as you're approaching, it is overwhelmingly strong. You have never smelled this before. And it doesn't seem like it's like something in the air. It feels like it's just materializing sort of inside your entire nasal tract. It's awful. It's like burning almost, kind of like skunk, overwhelming. And you open the door, nudge open the door to the master bedroom. And there's an oil lamp burning in here as well. It's quite small, and Jeremy's nowhere to be seen. And there's a closet at the back of the room, and you just know that's where the smell is coming from.
I gots to investigate that closet.
Okay, you approach the closet, and the smell is overpowering, and you sort of track it. It's not hard to do. You can feel it like wafting physically at this point.
Gross.
And you move this pile of Sylvia's clothes aside, this sort of big laundry pile in the back corner, and you sort of dig through it, and there's this little tin box, much like one of the medicine containers from the living room,
Okay.
at the bottom of this pile.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna open that closet. Wait, did I already open the closet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you said you went and looked in the closet, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Is it empty?
You open it.
Yeah.
The second you open it,
Oh god.
the smell is completely gone.
What?
Everything's
Fuck?
done. It just like disappears for everybody. And inside this little tin are a stack of little square papers about the size of your hand. And there's about 50 of them in here.
I'm gonna read all 50.
Okay, you start reading through them, and they're very, very similar, like to what you saw. Half of them, about a bit more than half, are in the same hand as the other one you read, and the others are in a bit rougher hand. And the ones that are in the rougher hand are signed with a C
Oh god.
at the
Okay.
end. That's it.
Yeah.
And they're all cute little love notes. Saw it like, you look beautiful today. Can't wait to meet you later. Your eyes are. I love every bone in your body, especially mine. Everything romantic.
God, I hate you so much.
Everything romantic.
Is one of them like a
Are-
receipt on accident? They just like threw one in there by mistake.
It's like
Charlie's
a gas
the
station.
fisherman, right?
Charlie was the fisherman's name. Yes.
Was the
Yeah.
fisherman?
That's what I said. Charlie was the fisherman, right?
You said is a fisherman, and I have it recorded. So
Oh.
I heard was just.
hey,
saying.
well, I heard
Yeah.
right. So anyhow,
So that is in the closet, and the smell is gone.
okay. I close that door and I leave that room. That's what I do.
You do so.
Can I stay in the room? I want to look around more.
For sure. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for anything suspicious.
While she's
Okay.
doing this, I'm gonna keep an eye out. I'm like, I'll be lookout.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
You
important.
glance around the room, and you see like there's 2 nightstands and one on either side of the bed. It's like a big king bed. There's the closet. There is like full-length mirror, and that's about it. There's nothing really out of the ordinary.
Can I walk up to the mirror and do a perception check?
Sure. You perceive your reflection.
Is that it?
Yep.
Fine.
It's not a bad thing. Sometimes there's nothing to see.
Is it wooden floor?
Yes, but there's a area rug at the foot of the bed.
Okay. Can I? I'm not sure if it would be perception investigation, but just investigate if there's like, I don't know, like a secret floor or like a latch.
I love how suspicious
or-
of these like totally normal people's house that you guys are. You're like touching everything. um,
How,
I
how
don't
could
get
you
to
say
go
they're
in
normal?
as much,
There was
so...
like a spell or whatever that manifested in the window, and there's like decaying flesh.
well, remember that the mayor said his wife was telling him all these crazy stories, and he's like, I don't know, I've never seen anything. I think it's just the house being old. Like she's overreacting. But she's been talking about this kind of stuff.
I would like to do an Arcana check,
On.
just the room that we're in, to see if there's anything magical happening.
Okay, detecting spells being active, I want to know if this is like a blight spell or something,
Mhm.
and just Arcana checks are very different things. Arcana check is to see how a magical item works or what its
Gotcha.
intention is. To detect a spell is like spell slot casting. You have to use like detect good and evil or detect magic and dispel magic and stuff.
That's fine. Okay, so I
So,
instead
I mean,
of
I can
instead
tell
of that,
you
I
if
do
you, like-
nothing.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you want to like get us like look around the room and figure out if something's like enchanted or something, you can do that. Like
Yeah.
if you did an Arcana check and like wandered the room, oh, the mirror is enchanted, you might notice kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I want to
Okay. All right, so roll your Arcana check.
do. Okay. So D20. Oh, that's 3 plus 2, which is 5. So that'll do it, I think.
Okay, I'm actually gonna hop right on back to Luna and say, can you roll a perception check for me? Because I just realized there is something in this room that you might perceive if you were to roll well.
Okay. Let's roll.
Roll. She also got a 3. But plus what?
For perception
4 last time?
is
So
wisdom,
7.
right?
Yeah.
Perception is wisdom.
Oh, it was investigation
Has-
again, but it's +4 instead of +3. You're better off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a 7. Nah, yeah, you don't really find anything.
Okay.
Too bad.
Oh well.
I'm getting very bored. In the game, not in real life. I'm having fun.
You know what? Fuck it. Okay, we're just gonna smudge this roll because it's like the 0.5 one, and you deserve.
Well,
good
Rain
things to
Rain
happen.
hasn't done a perception check yet.
Yeah,
But
we.
you know,
I go
have my
Rain.
face. I
Rain.
have my
Rain,
face on
we,
the floor and I wake up.
why is it our job to do all the perceiving?
Rain is investigating to see if the floor is a trapdoor to Satan's house or whatever.
And then she finds that it's not, and then she perceives something useful, probably, right?
You guys kind of all did a thing in the room.
Damn. Okay.
That's kind of how it works. Otherwise, you'd just be like, perceive, no,
Yeah,
perceive, no, I
okay.
perceive, no.
That's fair.
So you
Alright.
kind of get like one shot to do your thing.
Oh, but you're gonna tell us
Um,
anyway, so whatever.
I rolled
No.
an 8 plus 3 for perception and 4 for investigation.
4 for investigation. This is for the floor,
Yeah.
and
I'm
you
not
rolled
sure
a
if that
what
gets
plus
me.
4? Sorry.
8 plus 4.
Okay, so you. Oh. Okay, you don't find anything bizarre about the floor. However, in examining the floor, when you reach the dresser, you do see something tucked into the back underneath the dresser. A small item about the size of a softball.
Okay, so I reach and I grab for it.
Okay, you pull it out, and it's a small velvet pouch, like a money purse,
Okay.
and it's like patchwork. Something about it looks familiar to you.
Can I open it? I'm assuming I can open it.
Sure, yeah, you open it, and inside is a small piece of paper, but it's not a note like the others. It is. Tara, what is it?
A map.
No, what is it? You said it earlier. It was amazing.
Receipt.
It's
Oh.
a receipt.
Oh shit! Cool.
Okay.
Is
And
it for some kind of cloak?
wow, Roxy.
Ooh,
Wow.
man, Roxy's a fucking
Um,
genius. That's incredible,
the-
man.
I forget what I made the enchanter's name. I didn't write it down. Oh, Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm,
I
yeah.
have it all down.
I mean, it has nothing to do with him, but it's a
Oh.
receipt, and it's a 1,500 gold receipt
Oh my
signed
goodness.
with a W.
Are you sure it has nothing to do with Wilhelm? Because
No, I don't know. I don't remember what
it
his name
seems
was.
very Wilhelm-esque.
Yeah.
It's classic
I'm
Wilhelm.
getting some real Wilhelm
Yeah.
vibes.
That's all right. I mean, that's definitely Wilhelm's calling card, but that's fine. We'll table that for now.
Did I stack enough details? You were doing the Arcana check. You were gonna find it because it had like traces of magic, but then you sucked. So
Yeah. As one does, you know.
that's what you found in this room.
Okay. I'm very paranoid that we're gonna turn around and old Jeremy the Maramie is gonna be right behind us and just like
Same.
find anything interesting. And I'm just
Literally.
At that
Yeah, but
very
you-
moment,
oh my
you hear
fucking
a
god.
boisterous laugh from directly below you in the kitchen. And then you hear Sylvia, "Oh, Jeremy," blah, 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 and you sort of hear mutter. You can't really hear it, but they grow quite loud because he's told a joke. He laughs. She says, "Oh, you," and then they sort of grow back to a low mumble, so you can't really hear them. But you did hear that just now from the room below you.
Okay. All right, cool, man. There's 2 more doors we haven't looked at, right?
Yep.
Well,
You exit the. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna turn around and close the door we were just in, and then I'm gonna sit on the floor and not do anything. I'm gonna wait for Jeremy to come find me.
In the master bedroom.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go look at the doors. The other
Okay.
rooms. There's 2 other rooms.
I'm gonna make it real simple for you. The other 2 bedrooms look almost identical to Charlie's room, only they don't seem to have been touched in a while. They're just spare bedrooms, nice, clean little cot. Everything's very like stiff. It hasn't been used or laid on in a long time. Thin layer of dust on everything, but otherwise clean. Like it's just a little unused guest bedrooms, both of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Nothing in the closets, nothing on but the 2 chairs.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, back into Jeremy's room. I wanna check under this mattress, and I wanna check like the pillows and stuff, and if there's any night tables, I wanna check that.
Okay, you check those things
Mm-hmm.
and find nothing out of the ordinary.
Word. Okay. Cool. Did you say there was a bookshelf here or no?
There's a bookshelf in the living room.
I kind of want to check and see if there's a book that will open up a door. Am I the only
I'm
one
gonna
with
have to
that?
make a lot more traps and secret passages to satisfy you guys.
No, I just want to. I mean, I just, I'm getting a very Scooby Doo vibe from this whole haunted mansion thing, and the mystery meat man smell, and then the ghost writing. Um, and I just, in Scooby Doo there would be a bookshelf with a secret door.
Mhm.
I'm trying to. And if anybody else has any ideas, please feel free to let me know. I'm gonna keep throwing stuff
I'm
out.
trying to just keep up because I'm in Jeremy's room, disappointed that there's nothing weird about the mirror.
Yeah, you guys are all still in there.
Yeah, okay, we're still in there. And we found that receipt. Are we keeping hold of all the notes we found in the receipt?
At the moment, you've left things where they were, but if you want to retcon that, that's fine.
I'll hold on to the receipt, but leave the notes.
Okay, you take the bag as well.
Oh, the little velvet bag.
Yeah,
Can I
The
just take the
patchwork.
receipt?
sure.
Yeah.
And do you throw the bag back where it was found, or?
I ask Rain and Sai if they'd like to keep this small bag.
Now you can have it.
I say leave it where it was, so that if he looks in the thing, but doesn't check inside of the bag, he might not notice anything's missing.
I'm gonna go to the window and I'm gonna like fog it up with my own breath, and then I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna write, "We're gonna figure you out."
Okay, you write that in the common tongue
Where?
on the mirror,
Yes.
and your breath slowly fades from the glass. And
There we go. Yeah. Trying to.
I
buddy
look
up
at
with
I look at
Walking Dead.
Rain like she's really weird, and then, I mean, I think we should go probably back downstairs and look at the living room. I think.
I agree.
You
Yep.
do you. I gotta go once you're done speaking.
I'm done now.
So what have you done? Just said, hey, I think we should go
Yeah,
downstairs.
I'm letting my
Okay.
best friends in the whole
I
wide world.
lead the charge and go back downstairs and go into the room on the right hand side that we're assuming is a kitchen where Sylvia is.
Okay, so Luna and Sai exit the room, and Rain, you exit the room last. And just as you're leaving, you think you notice a light in the oil lantern, like flicker, flash, as if it's like directed at you.
Yeah.
And the three of you make your way down the stairs. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, the kitchen door opens, and out comes Jeremy Pike, changed of clothes, looking quite relaxed, smile on his face. And he says, "Oh, friends, I've been looking for you. How is everything? You find everything you need?" And he smiles.
You've been looking for me? For us?
Well, I just mean we split up a few minutes prior, and I'm ready to retire to the living room if you are. And
Yeah.
he's just like,
Sounds good. I mean, it was just funny to me, but like a
I would like to join you, Jeremy.
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's all hang out in the old L room.
Okay, give me 30 seconds to get dinner, and I'm just going to put it in front of me, and then we're going to keep playing. But give me 30
You go
seconds.
for it.
So what do you guys think is going on? There's no body. There's a creepy box with a smell in it, but it's a reverse box of smells. And you open it, and the smell just jumps right back in there, I guess.
Someone was fucking Charlie. Not sure which one it was.
It was the fish.
Someone is. It has something to do with the bad, the bad stuff going on in the river. And Sylvia's high as fuck. I don't know.
Hell yeah, that sounds cool, man.
Something shady is going
Yeah,
on.
for sure. And then also don't forget there was that boat with the lantern that was just creeping us out.
Are you guys metagaming?
Huh? Kinda, yeah.
Good. I'm really satisfied with Roxy's sleuthin' skills.
Yeah, honestly, I am too.
Cute.
Putting
Even-
some two and two together.
Even if it turns out to be wrong, like, I'm still super impressed, personally.
Okay, so he sort of gestures, like puts his arm out, like you're ushering people along. So he's not like really pushing you, but he's like behind you. He's like, "Hello," and he gestures toward the living room and sort of walks that way. Opens the door. You guys enter the living room, and it looks as it did earlier: big bear statue, some fish on the walls, bookshelf, There's a couch, which seats 3, and an armchair directly beside the fire. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna sit in the armchair.
Okay. Sai sits down in the armchair,
I sit
want
on the
a
floor.
couch anyways.
and you two sit on the couch. Sure. And
No,
Jeremy
she's on the
sits.
floor.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Jeremy
sorry,
sits on the
I
other end of the
didn't
couch.
mean to
No, no.
speak over you.
No worries.
I sit close to the fire.
Cool. So you're on the ground by the fire. There's like an area rug. You're quite comfortable, cross-legged, I assume, like just being the whole like chill hippie. Jeremy's at one end of the couch, Rain's at the other end of the couch, and Sai is in the armchair. And
Sylvia?
Sylvia is still in the kitchen, ostensibly.
Is it like an
and-
open concept? Like can
Yeah,
Or
the only like divisions in the room
and-
are the furniture.
okay, so like the living room and the kitchen are like one big room.
Oh no! Sorry, they're on opposite sides of the house. So like
Okay.
at the foot of the stairs, the right door is to the kitchen, and the left door is to the.
Okay. Got
Yes, you're on the opposite side of the house. Sai,
Mhm.
you notice that the chair is like colder than the rest of the room.
Mm,
It's not super noticeable. It's not like what happened upstairs, but you're right beside the fire, and it's like pretty chilly, or there's a good draft.
okay.
You're not sure. And Jeremy looks at you, and he says, "Well, this is our humble little abode. Perhaps not so humble, but at least not anymore. Once upon a time, Clearwater was a sparkling gem of tourism and elegance. With Aramore, we were its major hub. This house is a remnant of those times, but now it's just a nuisance to heat."
Mm.
I'm not really from these parts. What happened?
Oh, just changes in the economy. Mining opened up north, and the Sword Coast brought in more of a water tourism once it was liberated from as many pirates as there used to be. It just had its heyday, and now it's done. But we still get along fine.
Hey, Jeremy, does Sylvia need any help in the kitchen? Like, is there anything that I can help with?
Oh, I was just helping her out. I think she's fine, but to each their own. She's just fixing up the soup and making a bit more bread. She'll be out in a minute.
Okay.
You've only been here for 10 minutes.
Yeah, true. No, I'm not suspicious or anything. I was just trying to be nice.
All right.
I say that in character. I tell Jeremy that I'm not suspicious.
Okay. He says, "Well, I must thank you for, spicing up our lives this evening. It's not often we get exotic visitors, and after your shenanigans at the tavern, I had to meet you. You really took the pressure off me. I was starting to get a little uncomfortable."
No problem. Man.
What can I want to ask him about why things were heating up.
Oh, you remember those fishermen who were at the tavern that night?
Mm-hmm.
They're
What were they
blaming.
angry about?
You see, well, with what happened to Charlie, it's not often that such a tragedy happens near here. I mean, it was an accident. The poor boy drowned. But it's not very often that people experience something like that in these parts. And, coupled with this dry spell and the fishing, there's a lot of what is the word I'm looking for? Oh my god, superstition in these parts. And people are just starting to be upset. They're starting to make up hypotheses,
Did you ever find a body of Charlie?
No, they say the tides carried him away. Not the tides, the currents. There are quite strong currents here in the bay, given all the rocky outcroppings.
Hmm.
It's likely that he was just swept out to deeper waters and
Okay.
joined the circle of life. Good boy, though. Honest chap.
Did you know him well?
He lived with us for 6 moons, at least. He's from a city on the other side of the lake. Whole community took to him like moths to a flame. He was a hard worker, very friendly. It's really been darker around here since he's been gone. Folks are really torn up about it.
Were you and Charlie close?
Oh, as close as any employee and employer relationship could be. We were very, very civil. He lived here, but most of the time I was working in the city, or he was out fishing.
Does Sylvia fish?
No, Sylvia does not fish.
Fair enough.
She's not a fan of the water.
Is anybody else cold? My chair feels very cold.
No, can't say that.
I'm very
was
toasty.
get comfortable.
Y'all are super toasty, and the mayor sort of furrows his brow and says, "No, would you like me to get you a blanket?"
Yeah, actually, that'd be amazing.
All right. He goes and he gets a blanket off the back of the couch and he hands it to you.
Do you have any different blankets?
He sits back down and just ignores.
Oh, I'm just joking. Thanks for the blanket.
Just now, the door, ding, ding, that makes that sound for some reason, opens.
Door okay?
And no, it's not.
The
It's
door is
suffering.
made of
You can hear it.
chimes.
And she's got a tray of bevies in her
God.
hand. And
Right.
she's like,
Bevies and
she's
Tizers,
smiling and
am
she's
I
fixed
right?
her hair a little bit, and she looks like she sort of maybe splashed some water on her face. She looks a little bit more grounded. And Jeremy jumps up and says, "Ah, perfect! Just in time for drinks." Because I don't know, that was dumb. Just in time. That's what he says.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, buddy.
And he hands everybody a drink. And he sort of like, takes a sip and just smiles and looks around, kind of like waiting for anybody to say anything if they would like to say anything or have a discussion with the main characters of the plot thus far. Now would be the time. Kind of look on his face.
Does Sylvia bring in the food yet?
No, the soup was cooking when you arrived.
I say to Sylvia, Sylvia, thank you so much for having us. I brought you something, and I give her the Scrimshaw figure that I stole from that market.
Wow. She sort of like reaches her hands and she like wipes them on her. Oh, okay, and she takes it very tenderly and she's like looking at it. Oh, such nice detail, and wow, this is very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a token of my appreciation for all your hospitality.
The stress on her face seems to slightly lighten.
Aw.
Like just like she like unwinds herself a half inch. Okay. And just then a gust of wind blows against the house, and the whole thing kind of creaks a little bit. And her face immediately, all the stress returns, and she kind of looks around like she's scanning the room for something. And she's like,
Is
sort of
everything
a little-
okay, Sylvia? Are
Penny?
you looking for something?
yeah, no, everything's fine. The wind startles me sometimes these days. She's like rubbing her hands nervously on her pants, and she thanks you again, and she puts the figurine in her pocket. No, she places it on the table in the open in a beautiful place
Okay.
in the room that really highlights its beauty.
Are you sure, Sylvia? You seem a little jumpy.
Oh, no, everything's fine. And Jeremy sort of claps her on the back lightly, and he says, I think it's time to propose a toast. And he holds up his drink, and he says, to new and old friends, and he looks at you all and smiles. And to my lovely wife, Sylvia, and sort of tips it up and goes to take a drink.
I pretend like I'm drinking it, but I do not.
Really? Okay. Sylvia puts the cup to her lips and starts, you guys drink or whatever. And then just as the drink is, he says, and to Charlie, may the gods judge him kindly. And he then takes a swig, and Sylvia like spits her drink out and like choking and coughing.
Oh dear.
And at this moment, a book on the bookshelf just comes flying like 4 or 5 feet out of the bookshelf at high speed and slams into the ground right in front of Luna.
Is it open?
It is open.
Can she read?
I pick up the book.
Oh, shit. Okay. It's in common, and it's a new chapter. And the title of the chapter is The Fisherman's Wife.
Oh god.
Oh, yikes.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Okay.
I read it.
Oh my god, no, I don't have the whole story prepared. It's a book, it's a story, it's like an old love story. It seems to be an anthology of fairy tales, but like solid, like Grimm's kind of thing, like 20, 30 pages each kind of thing. Nice, beautiful telling. And this one's just called The Fisherman's Wife. And from what you gather about the first few lines, it's about some poor fisherman and his wife that like make things do through the hardships. But that's all you got so far, without reading the whole thing.
I ask Luna if she would be so kind as to put the book back on the shelf. And then I ask Sylvia to accompany me to the kitchen. Can I do that or nah?
You want to ask her to accompany you to the kitchen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe, if I hope it's okay if it interferes, I guess, but I'm gonna say, like, Sylvia, when we were walking over, Jeremy kept saying that all these weird things were happening in the house, but he never noticed anything. Would you say this was like such an event?
She's kind of shaking, and
books
she sort of
usually
nods.
come by now?
Yeah, she sort of nods and she says a little, maybe things like that. and the such. But I suppose, and she's sort of like looking at her feet, like she's saying like, yeah, shit, like this is happening, but I'm too afraid to tell him.
Okay. And what's Jeremy's reaction?
He's sort of like frowning and looking at her, and he's like, well, darling, I didn't know things were this intense. Are you really telling me that things like this have happened before? Perhaps we should look into this. This is not normal. And she's like, no, it's just I'm sure it was just the wind with the house, or it shook something. We're fine. Everything's fine. And she sort of smiles and she's like, let's not dwell on this.
Sylvia, does the word liar mean anything to you?
She sort of like shakes her head and looks like offended a little bit, but she's like, no, not particularly. Why? And she's a little bit upset with you now. You just asked her if she was a liar.
Oh no, I'm not asking if you're a liar.
That's how
Sylvia.
it came across.
Yeah, no, for
That's
sure.
what she was
I could definitely see how that sounded. I just have had that word in my head stuck all day, and I don't know why. And I'm trying to figure out where maybe it was in a song, like it's like a popular song in town called "Liar" or something. I can't remember. But if you don't know, then that's no problem. My truthful friend, whom I know is telling the truth, and I'm actually frankly a little worried for.
Yeah, so she just shakes her head again
Okay.
and looks at the ground.
If only you'd use some of that charisma.
Is anybody doing anything active-wise right now?
I put the book back
Okay,
as I was advised to,
sure.
Asked.
and I go sit by Sylvia.
So she's still standing sort of just inside the door.
I go stand by Sylvia.
Okay. At this point, the fire in the fireplace sort of like diminishes rather quickly. Over a period of about 5 seconds, it's down to just like a little flame. So the light is quite diminished in the room. And the taxidermy fish, which are about 2 to 3 feet long each, start slapping their tails against their mounts on the wall.
Are they slapping?
What?
1-800, are they slapping?
Yes, they're slappity slapping. Like aggressively, and they're like shaking and like bang, 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 and oh my god! What's the meaning of this?
Isn't there a bear that's taxidermied as well?
The fish are slapping and slapping, and all of a sudden, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Alright.
You
Man.
jumped the gun by like 6 seconds.
Initiative.
Okay, so
Initiative.
I actually don't
I
know how
rolled
to
a
roll
six.
initiative. Oh, it's
Roll
just a d20.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I roll an 11. Roxy rolls a 4.
Oh fuck! I have to write this down. 1 sec.
I roll 4.
Because you have terrible luck, I guess.
So it's Tara, me, and then Roxy.
Okay, Sai, Rain, and Luna in that order. Okay, and your villain did very, very poorly, so you're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the fish are slapping, and the bear
Oh, God.
all of a sudden lets out this like unearthly wail. It's like what a bear would sound like if you were holding it underwater in like an echo chamber. It's weird and gurgly and awful, and its eyes
Same.
glow with the blue fire, and it comes to life and steps down off of its pedestal and roars at you. Sai, you can take an action if you'd like.
Okay, so I may need help with this part, actually.
Okay, in combat, you have the opportunity to use to your full, which is 30, 35 feet. You have the opportunity to use one action, and you have the opportunity to use one bonus action. On every turn, you automatically, those things refresh.
Okay.
Attacks or manipulating something in any complex way takes an action, as does a spell. And a bonus action is going to be something like, I think switching weapons is even an action, but like reloading a weapon
Right.
or doing something minor. But it'll usually tell you if it's like a spell or something. It'll say like you get this takes a bonus action or an action or whatever.
Okay, so I take out my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And I... Alright, so let's see. Does the bear have like a very specific awareness of its surroundings, or like could I try to?
How would you know that?
I'm asking you. So like I'm trying to. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna try to sneak around the back of it. Um,
Okay, you can't make a sneak if you're in the line of sight. You can't vanish from someone's
gotcha.
vision,
Okay, that makes more
and it's
sense.
staring at you guys. It's not a huge room.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna just stab it. I'm just gonna stab it.
Okay, you're gonna run forward and stab the bear.
Yeah, I'm
Roll your
hoping this works
d20.
out. Well, he yelled at me, so. Um,
Oh, it's like no doubt. Okay, so here's the one thing for you, Luna. You no, I'll wait till your turn. It's like not a happy bear. This is not some chill. It's like roaring and it's taking an aggressive posture and it looks like it's about to charge.
Uh-huh. I have a plan for when it's my turn.
Yep. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so Sai, what do you roll?
all right.
D20.
I'm just doing a roll.
D20 plus your dex plus your proficiency
And what's this for?
to see if you hit the bear.
Oh, right. Okay, so a D20 plus my
Mhm.
dexterity.
Plus your proficiency for an attack, yeah, because you're proficient with weapons that you use, like
Yes,
rapiers and
okay.
daggers.
All right. So I rolled a 15. My dexterity.
You got like plus
I'm assuming it's dexterity modifier is
Yeah.
+3.
Mhm.
And I am proficient with finesse weapons, which my rapier is. So I guess it's plus another 3, right?
You take 4 steps across the room, closing the gap with your rapier extended, and you lunge at the bear's chest. And you deal how much damage?
All right. So rapier is 1d8 damage, piercing. So d8. I rolled a 2, so take that.
Okay.
Got two points of
Your
damage.
rapier pokes into the bear and sort of makes a little slash, and you're now in melee range with the bear, and it roars.
Okay, so I am going to use my cunning action to disengage,
Okay.
which I'm just gonna get as far away as I can.
So you disengage, and then you use your movement to, let's say you circle behind the couch. If you do want to be up away from it like that.
Yeah. I kind of
There's
want to get
nowhere
out of.
in the room that's like 30 plus feet away.
That's
You're
fine.
pretty
Yeah, I
much
just want to get as
stuck.
far away as possible, but also like out of line of sight if I can.
Okay. You can move toward the door and the bookshelf, or you can move to the bay window.
What was the second thing I could move to?
The bay window, the big window that looks out over the bay, over the lake.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to hide behind a chair or something, so probably
Okay.
closer to the window if I can.
You sneak behind the couch.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a little
is-
confused as to why Sai is doing so much in one turn. I thought you just did like one action.
So you get to use your movement, and in any order you want. You just have 30 steps, let's say, that you can do. And because she's a rogue's whole thing is having like a number of actions per turn, so they can get a bunch done. Because they don't have, well, you'll see Rain does, but they don't have like magic and killer or anything. It's just
Okay.
so they get a lot of them, more than any other class.
Okay. That makes sense.
But the thing to disengage, all that did was make it so that when she moved out of the bear's combat range, it
Mhm.
didn't get to attack her. So that's the thing with combat. If you're adjacent to something and you then move, it gets something called an attack of opportunity. It gets to just swipe at you while you walk by, even if it's not its turn. So by disengaging, she avoided triggering that. And that's what you missed on Glee.
So
It's Rain's turn.
yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I want to figure out like is it like a real bear? Do I know this or?
Well, what are you going to use to do it? It's a stuffed bear with blue fire flaming glowing eyes.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm wondering if it's undead, but would that be an action or?
I mean, there's no way for you to tell unless you're using something. I mean, like, how do you investigate? Let me know.
Or like what I would roll like for intelligence or like for nature or something to like figure out if I've seen this kind of bear before, if I can.
Okay, well, for nature, you know that this is a big, like the Kodiak bear, basically, of this region, okay? Which is like a kind of northerny, mountainy. They're just big, like brown bears. And they certainly don't have glowing blue eyes, so you know that that's unnatural.
Mhm.
But you can't determine just by looking at it whether it is possessed as the taxidermy, whether it has come to life, whether it's a zombie. Well, you don't know what.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll use this turn to use Chill Touch,
Okay.
which is my cantrip. And I rolled 11 plus I use intellect, so 13, and then I'm proficient or I'm not.
Not proficient for spell.
Okay.
No, it's not
so
cantrips. Don't get your. Yeah, you're proficient at cantrips. Yeah.
okay. And then I have spell attack bonus. Is that for damage or for this roll?
Okay, wait. What is the spell? Chilling touch.
Chill touch.
Chill touch. What does it do?
1d8 necrotic damage, and I have advantage if the target is undead.
Okay. You don't have advantage,
Okay.
but you. It's a touch spell, right? Like you have to close the gap. I'm just looking it up. Okay. Oh no, it's okay. You create a ghostly. Okay, so you. It's a verbal and somatic. So you. Do you want to tell me how you cast it, or like you wave your hand or something?
Like I say chill touch, I guess. Like when it's verbal, you have to say like the spell name, right? Like,
You just have to say there's a verbal component.
Yeah, you gotta say something cool.
And then it like.
fuck, now I'm on the spot.
Nah, you
guys, I
gotta-
don't know.
Wingardium Leviosa.
You gotta point. You gotta say, "Cool your jets."
Catchphrase.
Yeah, chill out.
Okay, yeah.
Take a chill pill.
You say chill out and you gesture.
Yeah, and I
And-
like, just flick my hand.
Nice.
All of
Tendrils
Rain's-
of white light arc from your fingers, and they sort of like swoop through the air, and in
Shit.
front of the bear's face, they materialize. They like open up again, and it's this like clawed, skeletal hand, this like big hand the size of the bear's head, and it just like grabs the bear's face. And how much damage do you do?
1d8. This is a d8. So 6. And it's necrotic, so is that like a dot, sort of? Or?
No, it's just the type of damage. So like zombies and stuff will heal by necrotic damage
Ah, shit, okay.
and be hurt by holy damage. Or but like if you try to use a healing spell on an undead, it'll do the reverse.
Okay.
So that's something also to keep in mind. You can hurt the crap out of undead things with holy magic. Okay, so 6 damage you said?
hmm
Good stuff.
Does it do damage?
Yeah, the hand latches onto its face
Okay,
to
okay.
like sizzle its the fur, turns black and like shrivels up, and the skin on the bear under the hand sort of like seems to decay very quickly compared to the rest of it. Like sort of starts to turn like gray and leathery and gross. Like it's certainly damaging it, and it roars again with this on its face. And the hand remains clenched onto its head.
So we know it's not undead. We know it's not a zombie. So now it's Luna's turn.
Yes, sorry, it is Luna's turn.
So, just for some clarity, what happened in terms of the bear? Has it been stopped by Rain's spell?
It's screeched out in pain. So all of this one turn takes seconds total. So all of these things happen slightly one after the other, but almost simultaneously within 6 seconds.
Is the bear still a threat to us?
The bear is still standing, still roaring. It's got some like black shit marks on its head now, but it doesn't seem incapacitated in the least.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a level 1 spell, and grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within the range, which is 90 feet. For the duration, these plants turn the ground in the area into a difficult terrain.
Damn, Daniel. Got a 20-foot square. Okay, here's the thing. This is the way spells work. This will fill the entire room.
Oh, really?
A 20-foot square is a square with 20-foot sides.
Okay.
So yeah,
Can we make like a
That's
saving
fine,
throw?
though.
Well, the other one I was going to do was fire, so I imagine that they'd rather have like big plants in the house than have the whole house set on fire.
Sure.
So,
yeah, it's not a critique whatsoever. I'm just making
Yeah.
sure you know you can't control the size of something. The size of something's listed in the spell, and you cast Entangle.
Does-
So,
does
what does
it-
it look like for you to cast Entangle?
what does it look like? What do you
Describe your beautiful, cool, badass druidess casting spell. What do you do with your bod?
I like lunge forward and throw out my arms, kind of like Spider-Man,
Perfect.
and then I go lash like that, and then all the things come up.
As you
Cool.
say that word, it sort of like echoes heavily in the room. This spell is not a cantrip, so you can feel like the magical energy exhausted. And the floors, like at first, it's just these tiny little like seedling tendrils that come through the boards, and then it just bursts out, and the floors are like almost destroyed. And these roots and weeds and vines spread out and sort of wrap around and over everybody's feet. You know that if you were to try to move right now, it'd be very difficult. I need everybody to make a strength saving throw.
Damn, of course it's strength. All right, so I roll.
12.
Fuck me. All right, so I rolled a 2, and that's -1. So 1. Roxy rolls.
Wait, do I need to roll one? Is my
No, yeah, you do as well. Yeah.
oh,
Roxy rolls a 5.
my strength savings throw is 2. I don't. You look at it. Tell me what it means.
So you roll a d20 and add your strength modifier. If your saving throw box is checked for proficiency, you also add your proficiency modifier.
Oh, my saving. How many saving throws do I get?
Oh, it'll. Hang on. The druid.
Saving throw is just the type of defense. It's not like a number of.
I'll tell you what your.
Well, I've got in my little box next to it 2.
Yep, because it's strength. You'll get +2 to strength.
And then
Hang on. I'm gonna tell you in a second.
tell me what. I don't know what you're gonna tell me.
Your saving throw proficiencies.
No. That just. What do you mean? Because she doesn't know which they are.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I have proficiency bonus 2, and then
But
under
proficiency,
saving-
you have to be proficient in 2 types of
Okay.
saving throw. It's usually based on your class.
Intelligence and wisdom.
Okay, so you don't get the proficiency bonus here, so you get your strength roll +2,
Yes.
my strength roll.
like your d20 roll +2.
Yeah, +2. Why do I get +2?
Oh, is that your strength? What's your strength score? What's the
10
modifier?
with a modifier of 0.
Oh, of 0? Okay, then yeah, no, you rolled whatever you rolled. That's your strength modifier.
All right.
It's
So
0.
5.
Okay, so you rolled a 5. That's super weird because the bear, Jeremy, and Sylvia all rolled 5s.
That's.
Rain, what did you roll? And Sai, what did you roll?
I rolled a 2. No, a 1. Not a nat 1, but a 1 nonetheless.
Yo, you have a minus to strength?
Yeah.
Okay, and Rain?
I rolled 11 plus 2. Plus 1.
That's 12. I need to know what Roxy's spellcasting spell thing. So it's 12 plus. Oh crap!
What do you need to know?
I'll find it. Hold on. It's when you're casting a spell based on your level and your skill in your spellcasting thing. So that's for you, wisdom. Your spells are like at a certain level of power when they need to be resisted. So anybody who rolls under your level of power is entrapped, and anybody who rolls over it is fine. Why can't I search downloads right now? There we go. Druids spell save DC. It's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier. So that's 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. 13. So Rain, you do not beat it. Everybody in the room feels not only these vines and roots like swarming over your feet, they actually wrap up your legs and lock just above your knees, and you find yourself
Yeah.
your legs totally incapacitated. The bear is suffering a similar fate. It's wrapping up its arms and legs, and its legs, and it's unable to move, but it's on its hind legs, so it can still swipe. Very good. Jeremy and Sylvia are like, what the fuck is happening? totally mind blown, terrified. Sylvia looks like she's about to faint. She's clutching Jeremy. They're like trying to take in the fact that their house is destroyed and like trying to take in the fact that they might die. They're just totally overwhelmed. They're not even in this fight.
I yell to Jeremy and Sylvia to hold on to the Scrimshaw sculpture because it's enchanted and will keep them safe.
That's really sweet of you to lie to them.
No problem. Do I need to roll like a deception check or anything?
I mean, they're not even like functioning right now when it
Alright.
comes to intelligence. They're
That's
just like, no. She reaches over and she's close enough to the table where she set it down. Yeah, she grabs it, she clutches it. She looks at you wide eyed and like hopeful, but she's terrified.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be fine. Just chill out.
Okay.
Hold on to that.
At this moment, the bear roars its unearthly wail one more time, and it pulls its legs free from the roots.
Rude.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk to it, but
At this point,
This bear
it
cannot
looks
be
at Luna with rage in its flaming eyes and charges her.
Oh no.
What is your armor class, Luna?
I have no idea. I'm sorry, that's something I don't know.
It's
Is
your
that
AC on your, or it's in like a little armor icon on your character sheet.
On the shield.
I don't have anything for it. I don't know how to work that out. How do I find it? Is it in druid or human?
It's going to
or-
be 14, I think. You're wearing medium armor. What's yours, Rin?
Yeah, it's 14 mine, so.
So it's 14.
what for
Okay.
being human or where's
Uh,
that
Um,
come
the
from?
type of armor you're wearing.
Yeah.
I'm
And
pretty-
like barbarians,
How
is
is-
like a more.
How is that decided? That's what I'm asking.
It's just a
Why is
number.
it-
Like if you're wearing medium armor, your armor class is 14, and then
But why
if it's
am I-
modified,
But why do I have medium armor?
you start with it as a druid.
because you start with that as your druid, and you can't wear higher without it. It would cost more on all of your rolls if you were instead of your armor class.
Okay,
So
cool.
like, if you were in male armor and stuff, when you tried to move or cast spells, you'd be penalized.
Cool. So 14 then.
Okay, the bear charges you and ends up slipping up on some of the roots in the floor just before it gets to you, and it swipes though, and the claw comes crashing down on the floor right in front of you, and it roars again, ready to grab you next time it's size turn.
Am I still? Can I get out of these vines too, or no?
You can roll a strength saving roll to get out.
If I fail, does it take my whole turn?
Mm-hmm.
It does? Fuck me. No, I'm going to.
Otherwise, you can't move though.
That's fine. I have a short bow. Can I use that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I.
So you guys had your weapons on. You never left them at the door or anything.
I never left mine at the
Like
door.
rain?
No. Yeah, I left my
Okay.
shoes at the door, and my feet are still unshoed, but I kept all my weapons on me. So.
All right.
But yeah, so I'm going to fire an arrow, I guess, at the back of this guy.
Sure. Yeah, it's like the haunch turn to you right now.
Yeah. So I gotta roll for the attack first. So a d20, which is 9, plus dexterity. Is that right?
Yep.
Um,
Plus proficiency.
okay, so I mean, well, yeah, I am proficient with that with
Mhm.
simple weapons. So it's 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 2 is.
You let an arrow fly. It soars through the short distance, about 10 feet from you to the bear, and slams into the bear's haunch, and it causes how much damage?
1d6, so 4 damage.
It causes 4 damage. The bear shrieks in unholy agony.
And I used my cunning action to hide back behind that thing that I just was
Okay.
standing behind before. So I'm just crouched back down.
Definitely. Reem,
Am I still by the bear, or did it move more?
well, you didn't. Your range for that hand thing is 120 feet, so I assume you didn't move.
Yeah, okay. Where is the bear?
The bear is actually kind of right beside you right now, though, because you were at the couch.
Okay.
So it's charging past you to attack Luna, but your feet are bound, remember.
Yes. Can I melee attack if I'm...
You're not in melee range. You're about 5 feet away. 6 feet, rather, because 5 feet is within melee range.
What's the... Like, what am I rolling against if I want
You'd make a
cast
strength save if you want.
Strength save? Okay. I'll try and use my poison spray cantrip.
Okay,
Um,
this is going to be really gross.
Oh, is that gonna like AoE the whole room?
Oh no, I just meant because you rot the bear and then you're gonna like spit acid on the bear. You're just being really aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Poison spray
Yes.
is no, it's a single target. Yeah, it won't splash.
Okay.
Fine,
Okay, okay.
unless you really miss.
Oh dear.
So 14 for the AC roll.
Oh, it doesn't work that way actually. Sorry, I must succeed on a. Wait,
I thought that was just for damage.
Yeah, I mean it's typically.
yeah, I'm
it's-
not sure if you have to make a spell roll, a cast roll for it. What do the other wizard spells say? I don't even
Well,
remember.
so-
One sec.
Typically spells they just hit automatically, and the damage done is determined
No,
by a
it,
saving roll.
it depends if it's an attack spell or not.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you don't. It would say make a ranged spell attack. So like anything a bolt or like a beam or anything like that, you have to specifically target, Tara.
Mhm.
But then there's certain things that will cause, like you're saying, like a spell, and then you just cast it and they have to like avoid.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so
But
here I
there's
just
both
cast it.
So yeah, so it has to make a Constitution saving throw, which is kind of awkward.
Against my own roll, or
Just against. Boom. It's poison spray, right?
yes.
Not acid splash. Okay, yeah, poison spray. Creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. So it's your spellcasting modifier, which is. Do you use Dex as that, or it's your intellect modifier, right? So it's 8 plus
my
proficiency plus
spellcasting
your.
ability is intellect.
It should be 12, right?
For intelligence, right?
Yep.
Uh,
Intelligence plus 8 plus 2.
Intelligence is 15.
Which gives you plus 2.
Yes.
So plus 2, and then your roll, which was 8,
12.
12 total.
Sorry, no, my roll was 12.
Oh,
My
okay.
intelligence
Yeah, nice
modifier
then. That's
is
good. So the bear fails
8.
its Constitution roll,
Okay.
and out of your hand, you raise your hand like you're gonna like blow a kiss out of it, and you blow. And on your
That's
breath-
literally what I do. Yeah.
Nice. All this like green, acidy, poisonous spray emanates out of your hand, and it flows and in the bear's nose, and it sort of coughs and throws its head, and takes how much damage? 12.
3 damage.
Okay, still worth it. And it takes 3 damage.
How's it looking?
It's,
Yeah, how's
it's
the
still
bear
pretty
looking?
solid. I
Okay.
think I might have underestimated your guys, or overestimated.
I'm still too far to hit, right?
Yeah, your feet are locked.
And
You've
it
used
would
your-
need an action to
Yeah.
try and get unlocked, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that ends my turn.
All right, it's Luna's turn. The bear is directly in front of you. It has a ghostly hand latched onto its face, and poison just went down its nose, and it's sort of like coughing, and it looks pretty upset.
Okay. Am I in like the range of like danger?
In what, sorry?
Can it see me?
You're directly in front of its face. And-
Okay. Even with the big hand on it and the poison and all
Yeah,
that.
it's a see-through hand. It's still super pissed.
All right.
How much health do you guys have total again?
19 is my total hit points.
Oh, okay.
I have 18.
I don't. Oh, 24.
Tanky.
My hit point maximum. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, yeah, because I haven't taken any
Yeah, and your
damage.
your constitution is one of your higher stats too. So
Cool, 24. Okay, so it's like really angry and I'm in danger. Like, do I need to like cast anything or just move or?
You can do whatever you would like to do.
Well,
attack
I don't
it.
want to use up everything I have just because this bear is pissed. But
If you were to turn your
guess I
back on
have
it and run, you get to it as you run.
wait, you cut out. If I were to turn my back on it, what?
And run right now, it could swipe at you as you ran. Attack of opportunity is.
Okay.
But
Um,
it still might be the right choice to run away. It's just it would get it. Oh, but your legs are solid. You can release the spell, or you can try to break free of the roots yourself. Or you can cast something or attack from where you are.
Wait, if I cast Entangle, I got entangled in my own plants.
Heck yeah, you did.
You failed the
That's
saving
not
throw.
fair. What?
It's like a really high level thing for wizards to learn spell shaping to avoid hitting. They can choose who and what it hits. Otherwise, spells are just really crazy powerful like abilities that you have to be
Alright,
careful.
but Entangle says grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range. So can I do it in front of myself?
But the room is only about 20 feet by 20 feet. That's
Yeah,
what I was
but what-
explaining. So it covered like the whole floor.
But since when does magic just, adhere to the boundaries of brick? Like, what if I just put it in front of me and then the whole ground in front of me for the 90 feet range just.
So you cast it like just inside the room and then channeled it outside the house in the
Yeah,
room.
like it just goes that way.
No,
until
you
it's
got to
done.
see where you're casting.
She looks very disappointed.
It was super cool, and
What
you
I-
restrained the bear for a turn. It would have mauled you had it not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would say is that the bear is the only one.
I can make my decision, thank you. I'm gonna let the spell go then. It says the duration is up to a minute, so.
Yep. So that's 10 turns, or you can release whenever you want.
Oh. Okay,
it's
I'm
only a
gonna
bonus
release
action to
it
release the
since the
spell.
bear is already free.
Sure. So the vines unwrap, retreat into the ground, wither, and just sort of fade away into dirt and dust almost immediately, leaving upheaven but not destroyed wood floor in its wake. And everybody is now free. And that was a bonus action, so you still have action. You can still attack.
Oh wait, one sec. Okay, cool. So I can still take my action. I am going to cast Pass Without Trace. And I'm gonna get everyone out of the room with that because it's a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection for the duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has +10 bonus to dexterity, stealth checks, and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other trace of its passage.
Okay. So it'll give you a bonus on stealth checks. You can't try to go into stealth with it like fixated on you.
Oh, so
You'll
it can
make
already
everybody
see us,
super
so-
sneaky, but you'd have to disable or get away from it first, and then like if you ran out of the room and then snuck through the house, you'd be fine. But like you can't just vanish where you're standing.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I don't want to leave everyone.
I mean, it's not looking good. The bear's been heavily damaged. You could probably bring it down.
Okay. I will produce flame then instead. So flickering flame appears in your hand. The flame remains there for the duration and harm equipment. You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends a spell. So when you cast it, or as an action or a later turn, you can hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. So it's a
Awesome. So how
ranged
does that
spell
look? You
attack.
hold out your hand and fire up your. Okay.
I'm sorry, you cut out. I only heard a bit.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's up with my mic all of a sudden. So yeah, you cast that spell, then you don't have to worry about that. Like a flickering flame appears in your palm,
Mm-hmm.
bursts to life. You can't attack with it this turn, but now you're holding a fireball between you and the bear,
Cool. Okay.
and it is the bear's turn. It looks at you and the fire, and takes a swiperoonie at you, and it's gonna roll an 18, so that's definitely gonna hit you.
Yeah.
And this bear reaches up its hand and swipes at you and deals. Where's my bear stuff?
Gross, Matt.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
1d6. Ooh, deals 5 damage.
Owned.
It
Oh, no.
slams across your shoulder, raking its claws, and leaves a big scratch on your neck and deals 5 damage to you. And it is Sai's turn. Your legs are freshly free.
All right, so I'm gonna use my. I'm gonna walk over to this bear. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind in the form of a rapier.
He's now, you can flank him.
Yeah, exactly. Which, hang on.
Do you want me to explain like once what happens there, or do you understand it?
No, please explain.
So as a rogue, you get stuff like triggered by your positioning, right? If you're stealthed or sneak attacked or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to find exactly.
Oh,
what
I
it
can
is.
see it. I have it. So, I have what's called sneak attack. Beginning
Sneak
at
attack.
first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you hit an attack with... Wait.
Hmm.
You can
Right,
deal
you
an
have
extra...
advantage on that attack roll so long as it's being flanked, so you're good.
Right. So I'm flanking. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll, which I do. The attack must use a finesse or ranged weapon, which it is. Let's see. You don't
Why
need an
does it
advantage
have
on the attack
much-
roll if another
Yeah, you don't
enemy...
have advantage on this thing right now, or I forget, or do you?
So, okay, I don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. So that's Roxy, or Luna. That enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have a disadvantage on the attack roll. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you don't have disadvantage, and she's there, so you don't need advantage.
Right.
But there's totally. I'm really annoyed by not being able to find something. Thieves can't. I thought for sure it was like you get bonuses to your damage and stuff. No, I guess not. Or it's in one of the archetypes. Okay, so yeah, you.
What you're talking about kind of sounds like an assassin thing. Which probably assassinate. Starting level 3, at your
Yeah.
deadliest, you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat.
Yeah, that must be it.
All right. Well, anyway, so anyway, I don't need advantage on this, so I can just do it. I do need to roll a
Mhm.
d20. Oh my fucking god.
What'd you get?
What'd you roll?
A 2 plus 3 plus 2, so 7. But he's
You
like,
step up from behind the couch and go huzzah, and jab your rapier and miss the bear
I
by
meant-
like
alright.
almost a foot.
well, hey, you know what? I'm just joking, and I'm gonna disengage back to back to that thing I was just hiding behind.
Bear's attention is never even turned to you. It stays fixated on Sai. Or on Luna, sorry.
Fantastic.
And it
All right.
turns turn.
That's fine. As everyone was, and I go back to where I was before, and I hide again.
All right, Rain.
I am going to move in range of the bear.
Absolutely. You take a couple steps forward and you're within range of the
Yeah.
side of the bear.
I'm going to use poison spray again,
Hmm.
and hopefully I roll more than like a 3 or whatever.
Poison spray is the thing where it resists again.
Yeah, it's I do damage if it fails a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, and so your thing is 12, right? So I have to do worse than 12.
What's 12?
A saving throw is against your spell modifier automatically, so it's not like you don't roll. When you cast a spell like this, you don't roll an attack roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
And just my spell attack bonus help me at all?
not on a cantrip that does it. That's not a ranged. It has to say ranged spell attack or melee spell attack.
Okay.
Spellcasting ability. Okay, so what I need to make as a save is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier. So that's 12, right?
Oh, actually, So this was like the site made the sheet.
Mhm.
For saving throws, it says +4 for intelligence.
Yeah, that's because it's +2 and then +2 because you're proficient.
Ah, yes, okay.
So I need to roll worse than a 12. I rolled a 4. Again, a gust of poison gas emerges from your hand down the bear's nose and deals 1d12, which is how much this time?
7.
Good stuff. Okay, the
Yeah,
bear is
okay.
looking quite haggard. It is starting to droop and it looks like woozy and confused.
And then I'm gonna use my sneak attack
Wait, you get 2 actions?
as a bonus action. Yes.
Mm.
Where did I just read this?
Yeah, that's the stuff I was looking for.
That's
I feel like rogues
Starting
get.
at level 2, you're quick thinking agility allows to move acting quickly. You take a bonus action at each turn. Oh no.
That's
Yeah, okay, that's cunning action. Yeah, you can't attack with a bonus action. So you can't really attack right now, I don't think. Okay. So it's Luna's turn.
Okay, so what happened with, because I can hear everything, but like I don't always understand exactly what happened.
So the
So-
bear's been poked
Green.
and ghost-handed and poisoned twice, and it's looking pretty run down. And it's sort of huffing and puffing in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my flame. at the
Awesome.
bear.
And that was... Cool. So you produce your flame and you hurl it. Make a ranged spell attack. So roll a d20. Yeah, no problem, Rain. We'll wait. You roll a d20.
she rolled a nat 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it says here, on a hit, the target takes 1d8 fire damage. This spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level. So, it takes 1d8 fire damage.
If it hits.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, with a 1, you wind up to throw it like a baseball. And it's like one of those like comedy things. As you sweep your arm to throw it overhead, it slips out of your hand directly overhead and actually lands on your head, bounces, kind of sizzling you, and then fades out, and it deals 2 damage to you on the way down.
Deals damage to me?
It deals damage to you. It sort of hits you in the face, and you know it's your spell, so you immediately put it out, but it still slapped you in the face, a fireball,
So
and it
like,
deals 2 damage to you.
Luna, I just want to take this quick break in battle to let you know that maybe magic isn't like your thing. Like you've cast 2 things so far.
Do you want me to Misty Step the fuck out of here and never come back? It is... The duration is instantaneous, so...
You can't Misty Step what you can't see,
What?
motherfucker.
You're rolling for me.
Yeah,
so
because
how do I
somebody's too
even
lazy to
know?
roll for themselves. Oh.
Too lazy or just being completely overbad by this annoying ass word?
So anyway, Roxy
I
damaged
like
yourself
you
for
better
2.
when you're in my net.
That's
Overbeared. That's what she
everyone
said.
everyone else didn't like you very much when that was the case. So.
I just realized.
All right, so Roxy is down to 17 health.
Okay.
Okay. The bear turns its head. It's now on all fours. Turns its head to Rain and Sai by the couch, and roars. And out comes like spittle, but it's sort of glowing faintly blue, and it's like really weird, like unearthly slimy. You would be tempted to think it was ectoplasm, and it screeches and screeches and screeches, mouth will open, face all twisted, and then it just stops. It sort of like goes back into taxidermy in this new position, head turned, all fours, mouth open. The fire fades, and it just sort of goes back to being a taxidermy bear.
Oh wow.
Okay.
None of us die. It's pretty
And the
good.
fish stops slapping
The fish have been slapping this entire
the
time.
whole time.
No wonder I missed and Roxy got caught by all her spells. They were probably super distracting the whole time.
So
I'm gonna
In
stab
this,
the
like-
bear once just for good measure.
Why do you
Okay.
keep saying I got caught by all my spells?
Because you casted 2 and they both... Never mind. It's not important.
Entangle went fine.
Entangle was helpful. It saved her on the first turn.
Yeah, it super did.
This is why I chose all the spells to help myself and not others.
I don't know.
This quiet after the storm, all of a sudden everything's been like brr, 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 crazy roaring monsters. Sort of calm for a second, and you look over, and Jeremy is like looking pretty fucked up. He's like, "Whoa, okay, all right, that's this is no longer just my wife hearing creepy wind." And Sylvia looks like she's in another. She's having a panic attack. She's like zoned out and just like sort of shaking and clutching the figurine you gave her, and you have this like split second of peace. Does anybody do anything?
I
Did
say...
you really
I
stab
tell,
the bear again?
I tell Jeremy, well, there's your problem. You got a haunted bear. And
And
nothing
And I
else.
say might have something to do with Charlie,
as soon as you say Charlie, fire goes out completely. Room is very, very dark, except for into the large window. And you hear footsteps. Somebody's running upstairs, room to room, slamming the doors, yelling, "Liar, liar, liar."
fuck.
And then you hear the footsteps overhead in the living room. Thump, 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 thump. They go completely silent directly above Sylvia. And everybody freezes. And this blue light, like a torrent, flows down from the ceiling and just dives into Sylvia, in her eyes and in her mouth and in her ears, up her nose. She's just like consumed by it. And she levitates off the ground. Her eyes now the same glowing blue fire of the bear. And she just dives past you all through the room, shatters through the bay window, and starts running down to the water.
So, hey, what the fuck? What just happened? What in the fuck?
Jeremy screams and goes running to the window. "Sylvia, Sylvia, Sylvia!" And looks at you and screams like, "Help! Help me! Help! We have to do something!"
Yeah, I don't know, can I like Rain or Luna, stop me if you've got a better idea, but should I like launch an arrow and try to hit her in the leg or something? Like,
God.
Oh my god.
well, what the fuck?
Yeah, don't do that.
She might drown herself. What should we do?
I want.
So shooting her with an arrow is going to help her not hurt herself.
No, it just might be the lesser of two evils here.
I asked
You guys gotta
Jeremy
act
for him
fast.
to explain.
Explain. He's like, "I have no idea what's going on. Help me." She's.
Fuck, I'm
You
firing
know
an
as
arrow.
much. You turn and she is now 3/4 of the way down. She's almost at the dock, and she's barefoot, and she's in her like nice little
Okay.
entertaining gown and her apron, and she's out in the cold and the rain, and she's racing down the dock.
I'm
Barefoot.
gonna sprint after her using
Excellent.
my very proficient acrobatic skills.
Nice. Roll acrobatics.
16 plus 7.
You put two hands on top of the back of the couch. You vault over it, and you actually manage to vault properly, like a good 8 feet from the back of the couch, out the window that she shattered, missing any glass on the way through, and you land in a nice tight forward roll, and you start taking off down the property towards her in pursuit.
Okay.
Jeremy sees you, and he runs out of the living room, throws the front door open, and is also running down after. This leaves the two left in the living room.
I just follow at a normal pace.
Yeah,
Okay,
same.
Luna's-
Whatever I'm capable of.
I'm just gonna
You guys are
walk
just, like,
around
walking?
nosy. Yeah. Rain's got this apparently. Like
Yeah. Rain jetted before, now it's her turn to
nobody liked my
Okay.
plan, so fuck everybody else. I'm whatever.
Sylvia gets to the dock, and as she hits the wood, her head turns 180 degrees behind, facing straight back while she's still running, and starts laughing, "Liar, liar, liar!" And as she's screaming this, she gets to the end of the dock, and she just dives in and plunges underwater, and emerges about 10 feet off and is swimming out to one of these little islands. If you might remember correctly, the little island whereupon in the area you saw the strange boat bobbing earlier in the night. And she's just front crawling her way into the big windy lakes, freezing, like she's totally gonna die.
Okay, so she is at the island.
She's swimming out towards it right now.
How far away is the island?
Maybe like 150 feet, 200 feet.
Ugh, that's far.
Do either of you guys have like a?
I look around for a boat.
There is a boat, the boat that you brought in, sitting at the dock, and Rain is actually just about there right now. You guys are sort of like a couple feet outside the house, and Rain and the mayor are down at the dock now.
Okay.
And she's about 15 feet into the water. 20 feet. 25 feet.
Do any of you
yell
guys have a spell or something that would be useful here?
Rain, you notice as you reach the dock that the lantern in the boat is like on but not lit with fire. It's just producing a lot of light, and it's like glowing really, really bright and kind of humming. And it starts to like pulse. The mayor kind of looks at you, shrugs, looks out at his wife swimming across, and
And
you
what?
just watch. Jumps into the boat.
Oh yeah, no, I get in the boat.
You guys all pile into the boat?
Yep.
Rain?
Yes.
Okay. As you do that, the mayor grabs the paddles, the oars, and they like just slip from his hands into the water, and the boat starts to go itself, as if powered by a motor. The light is pulsing, and it's following her out across the bay. You guys are just at the boat's mercy at the moment.
Hell yeah.
You see Sylvia bobbing in the waves, swallowing water, and she's not doing well, but she's just swimming away. You can see the glow blue in the water. And she finally, about 10 feet ahead of you, gets to the shore, scrambling up, like clawing her hands.
Okay.
She's bleeding everywhere. It's really
That
bad.
point, I cast. Let me just read my spell properly, but
Is it hold person?
it's sleep.
Okay.
Mm,
90 feet.
Like, is this
Okay.
like, is it gonna work? Am I not reading something? Am I missing something?
No, she's clambering up the rocky shore up ahead of you just as the boat is getting there, and you cast sleep at her.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Using my first level spell slot, whatever.
Yep.
Mm,
So 5d8. Yeah, no, you're fine. That's more than enough. She's a NPC. So she, as soon as you yell what your spell is,
I'll just say like wait, but cast a spell.
nice. Wait, you say wait before you cast it, or that's your spell?
Like that's the verbal component.
Okay, yeah. And this again, pulse of energy flows across. This time, it's feeling of an enchantment if you're a magic user. And anyways, slams into her back, and she just immediately crumples to the ground asleep.
Cool.
As she hits the ground, blue, fiery form of whatever possessed her emerges, takes on a slightly humanoid form, and continues roaming up into the center area of this little islandy thing that you've landed on now. Okay, so it's very small. It's only about 30 feet across, and rocky outcropping, but there's sort of like a rock crag kind of cavey thing in the middle, like a little tidal that is sort of sheltered from most sides, and that is where the blue light is waiting as the boat arrives at the shore.
Can I try to fire an arrow at it just to see what happens?
So like as it emerges from her.
Well, yeah, or like once it's just waiting for us. Like,
Well, it's hidden now. It's like it runs. It keeps like going where she was running. So you arrive at the foot of this thing. It's like a little hill incline, and it like dives over to the middle of it, and it's like hidden, blocked from view. But you can still see the glow.
yeah. So if I was gonna do
And
that,
she's
it would've
asleep
been,
on the ground in front of you.
It would have been right when the light left her.
Sure. So you fire an arrow. What is your attack?
A 9 plus 3 plus 2.
Yeah,
14.
your arrow soars through the air, and how much damage does it do?
Oh, it does damage. Let's see. It's 1d6. Yeah, 1d6.
Which is
5.
plus your dex modifier.
Do I do plus dex?
Mhm.
Oh, well, I rolled a 5 plus dexterity modifier is 3, so 8.
So 8. Nice. So it takes 4 damage.
Okay.
The arrow soars at it and just clean through it, through the light.
Okay, that's fair. It still does 4 damage though, right? Even though it went
I mean,
through
you
it.
don't know that, but yeah, I told you that. That was
Okay.
like a hint.
Cool.
But yeah.
All right. So I mean, the next thing, like, I go near wherever this thing is, but I hide behind whatever I can.
So your boat docked. Sylvia is like 10 feet in front of you, halfway up the incline, asleep, and then it's all the way up the incline.
Okay.
It's very dark. There's kind of stormy clouds. The moon's breaking through. It's kind of spitting rain. Very cold. Waves splashing all around you. Oh, like lake as far as you can see, except for the town distance.
I'm gonna let Jeremy and Luna lead the charge on this one.
Jeremy runs up to Sylvia, obviously, and cradles her in his arms, and she's just like totally consciously asleep.
Okay.
And he's like checking her for wounds, and she doesn't seem to be too like messed up, and her neck doesn't seem to be broken.
Does she still have my figurine that I gave her?
No, she doesn't seem to.
Damn. Okay.
Seems to have been lost in the swim.
Oh well. I tell Jeremy that used up the last of its magic to keep her safe, so you watch out.
He scowls at you.
Bitch, what you scowling for? What's good? Like, I am doing my best to help you, shithead. So I don't know, that he's pissing me off.
The glow of the blue thing further onto the island like pulses in the same way that the light on the boat did, and you hear liar, liar, liar.
Luna, what do you think we should do?
I don't know. I don't really have any spells for this. Where exactly is Sylvia right now? Did she make it to the island? Are we on the
Yeah.
island?
Yeah, you are. She's like 10 feet onto it, and then the ghost ran up the rest of the way.
Okay, but she's okay.
She's asleep because of rain, but otherwise unharmed, yeah.
And
what's
the blue ghost thing is kind of running off.
It's like a little ways more ahead, but it's just sort of waiting in this little like tidal pool. It's sort of like cliffs and rocks that are kind of masking where it is. Like you can see where it is, but you can't see it exactly behind some.
I walk over to the blue guy.
Okay, as you crest the rise. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and I ask a question.
Okay, as you crest the rise and see where it is, you see a body, a human body, laying in this little sheltered area, and it's wearing a coat and has its arms wrapped like a straitjacket to its chest. And this blue sort of flaming, shimmering thing starts to take on the appearance, like it's sort of shifting, but it seems to take on the appearance of a young man. And it looks down at the body, and it's hovering above the body, and it keeps looking between you and the body.
I say Charlie to the blue figure.
Okay, you do that, and it screams just this like unearthly howl, and it does not seem to like that.
Oh dear. Okay. I say, what do you want?
He says, "Dead love. I want her to die." And he's like starts to cry and scream. Richard are like banshees.
So what happened to you?
He just screams, "Liar, liar, liar!"
And I say, who is a liar? Sylvia?
And then yeah, when you say Sylvia, he like screams and soars up into the air and then back to the body.
Back into the body?
Like to the body, like floating above it
Oh,
again.
to the
Yeah, like
body,
he
okay.
definitely reacted to that name angrily.
Okay, so I say, Sylvia lied to you, is that correct?
He screams again, yeah.
So you're screaming yes?
He screams liar, liar again.
Oh.
He at this point, Rain and Sai, you're still with the mayor and everybody?
I'm right behind where Luna is. I'm just like hiding behind a rock or something.
Alright, so yeah, you see all this.
Go to Sylvia and I shake her to awake her.
Okay, you
Cancel my spell.
nice. You like wear your spell off, you remove your spell.
Yeah.
And she sort of like comes to and she goes, Jeremy? And she looks up, and when voice is heard, the ghost soars up into the air again, about like 10 feet up, and dives at her and like swoops down at her with arms extended. And Jeremy sort of steps in front to protect her. And Jeremy. And the ghost slams its hands into his shoulder and like sinks its fingers into him and yells, "Liar, liar, liar," in his face. And you see Jeremy's veins starting from where it touched him like turn black, and they're like arcing up his neck, and his eyes are all bloodshot, and he's screaming and screaming, and it throws him to the side, and he's unconscious to the side.
Damn.
And Sylvia sort of scrambles up, and she's like, no, I'm sorry, this is what I wanted. I was so scared he was going to find out. He kept saying how happy we were, and we should go to the mainland. I knew. He knew. He was testing us. And she's like screaming at the ghost, and it's just yelling, "Liar, liar, liar."
Oh dear, I don't know.
Are you guys facing the ghost with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody looking at the ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Well,
I rolled a natural 20.
Excellent.
I would have been trying to get back behind that. Like I'm trying to keep
late.
something. All right, fair enough. Yeah, you're right.
If you're looking at it, which I'm sure you would be in this scenario.
Yeah, it's drama. I can't help myself. All right, so I roll a 7. What was it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
And Luna?
Oh, sorry. So I roll actually an 8, and
Okay.
Luna rolls a.
Wait, if it's a saving throw, how does that work again? Do you get
That means you take the d20 score plus the modifier of whatever it's a saving throw of. So for you, it's wisdom, which is +3. So you're going to get whatever you rolled +3. And you're proficient in wisdom saving throws, so you get +2.
And she
Proficient
rolled a
just means
19,
+2.
So
I
Excellent.
wrote a what?
you rolled a 19.
Okay.
All right, I rolled
So-
an 8.
So I got 19 plus 3 plus 2.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly. So you're way. You had to beat a 13. So Sai,
Hmm.
this creature in front of you, its face opens. It's like fluidly moving. There's fangs. It's like the whole I have become death, destroyer of worlds. You glance upon this and almost lose a shard of your life. You are totally horrified. You can't think of taking any other action except for running from this creature.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need you to roll a d4 for me.
D4.
Oh no, wait. You failed to save by 5 or more.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d4.
Okay. I rolled a nat 4.
Excellent. So, when a ghost is exposed to the cause of its reason to stay on Earth, the thing that is ruining it, that's haunting it the most, it has an ability called Horrifying Visage, which causes those who witness it to be terrified for 1 minute. So 10 turns, you're basically out of this fight. But you get to keep making your save as we go.
Okay.
But the real kicker is that seeing the true nature of death trapped on Earth actually ages you by 1d4 times 10. So you've just gained 40 years to your
Hell
biological age
Yeah.
in
What?
witnessing this ghost. You feel you're half elf, so this is really not dangerous for you. But if the human had failed, that would have sucked.
Man, that's crazy.
But you feel sort of like everything in your body settle slightly more. You feel some muscles shift and change slightly, and the faintest hint of maybe like a crow's foot, a single one like a laugh line,
Okay.
just washes over you as you see this, and then nothing is in your mind except terror.
Okay.
The other two of you who are still conscious, the ghost looks at both of you, looks back at Sylvia, and says, "Liar must die," and reaches out its hands. Do you guys stop her or do anything? You're under no obligation
So
to.
the ghost reaches out for Sylvia's hands.
For Sylvia, like it reaches out its hands at Sylvia. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and grasps its hands around her throat. Same thing happens.
I'm trying to work out what I can do.
Oh, okay. But if you
I
want to
don't
do something,
know.
be like, whoa, I'll do something. I want it to like, it has to like flow, like like if you're gonna react, just let me know. You can take your time to figure out what it is. Like
Okay,
you want to save Sylvia. This is your gut feeling.
I do, but I don't want to age 40 years in the process.
Yeah, it's not that
You guys
bad.
saved on the throw of dying.
Yeah, I just say I put myself between the ghost and Sylvia and say stop.
Okay, the ghost does stop. You're not part of its like reason to be back,
Mhm.
and it looks at you and it like wails and screams in your face, like trying to away, like it wants to have its revenge.
Yeah.
It feels like a wild animal at this point. It's like a wolf.
Okay, I say Sylvia, what did you do? Come
Um,
on, this is the time. Stop.
she's like
hiding this
weeping,
shit.
and she looks over at Jeremy's semi-conscious body. He's not dead, by the way. He's sort of like.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "I'm so sorry, Jer Bear. It gets so lonely when you're away, and I'm sorry. I never meant it to come to that. It was a mistake. Like, let's just." And Jeremy starts to come to, and he goes, "Sylvia, I don't understand." And she looks at him, and she says, "Let's roll him into the sea or burn his body. Let's just be happy again, you and me. He didn't mean anything." And the ghost screams again and
Mhm.
lunges for her once more. If you want to physically step in between, that's your prerogative. Otherwise, it's like anger mode, diving Sylvia.
I
That's
step
what
in
you think,
between.
yeah.
I say no.
Okay.
Enough.
A melee weapon attack. 17 plus 5. Pretty sure 22 beats your armor.
Yeah.
How much health do you have left?
17. Do I die? Is the
No.
end of me?
You take 13 necrotic damage.
Damn.
Holy fuck.
Well, I wish
it-
someone else would bloody step in. I stepped in twice now.
I'm
It
scared
does
as
the
hell.
same thing. It grabs its hands onto your shoulders and lifts you slightly, and it like shocks
Can
you. With
I
this.
can I react to this?
Oh, you know what? Actually, if you have an attack or a spell first, Luna, I'll let you, because technically the ghost took the last move. Yeah,
Okay.
Rain and Luna, you can take a turn before. So it screams when she says that, okay? And it's gonna lunge, like it's ready to attack. But you and Rain both get a turn.
Does that mean that the 13 damage doesn't happen?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. So I am going to cast Mirror Image, which creates 3 illusory duplicates of myself within my space, and until the spell ends, all my duplicates move with me and mimic my action, and they shift position, so it's impossible to track which image is real. And yeah, so there's like 4 of me now, and they doesn't know which one is the real me.
Okay, so you cast mirror image, and your like body, the edges of it sort of like shimmer, shake like a graphical glitch for a second, and then 2 more of you slide, one to either side of you, and you feel yourself. You have the actual you has shifted through this magic to one of the side ones. So the one directly in.
To say that there's 3 duplicates of me, so
Oh
there's
shit!
4 in
Okay,
total.
excellent. So yeah, you are now one random amongst your group of illusory in front of the ghost, which it sort of looks around at each of you, and it like puts his hands on his head and screams again, and he's very angry. And Rain, do you take a turn?
Wait, can you do like a barbershop quartet sort of thing?
No, it's not the time. Not here
God
for
only
it.
knows.
Yeah. I told you.
I'm gonna strike with my dagger. Rolled a 14 plus 5.
Mhm.
Then 1d6. No, 1d4. Shit, that's gonna.
1d4 plus your dex modifier, so it'll be a 1d4 plus 2 or plus 3.
3. So 3, so 6.
Mhm.
Is my damage, and then I have a 5 attack bonus.
Plus 5 attack. What do you mean?
There's a it says dagger, and then there's a box that says attack bonus that says plus 5.
Yeah, that's because it's your dex plus your proficiency, so plus 3 plus 2 is plus 5. It's just pre-doing the math for you.
Ah, okay.
So you had plus 5 to hit, you got a 14 plus 5 is 19, way more than necessary.
Okay. Yes. And then I hit for 6 damage.
So for 3 damage. You slash, and it sort of just waves through the ghost's body. You feel like there's some resistance. You definitely interacted with the ghost, but it doesn't seem to have done much to it. It didn't flinch or anything.
Okay.
At this point,
Wait, do I get a turn? Like, can I try to save?
you do have a turn. Sai, at this moment, in your mind, all you see are like horrible scenes of death and this ghost's face laughing at you, and it's just like totally overwhelming. You're having a panic attack, and you move your full movement to the edge of the island, and you're cowering right where the land, away from the ghost.
Word. Cool.
That's your turn.
Wait, I don't get to like
Sorry,
roll a save.
frightened is like feared in WoW.
No, that's fine. But I thought that you said that each turn I get to roll.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, you do get to make a wisdom saving. I apologize. Absolutely.
You're fine. Is it D20?
Yep. Wisdom saving throw again. You have to beat a 13.
All right. Well, I rolled a 17. And
excellent.
Yeah.
You take a few steps back, and then you steady yourself, and you meditate for a moment. It's wisdom on, like this can't be real. This is just an effect. Okay, focus, and you open your eyes, and everything is as it was, and there's still this crazy. Regained your sensibility.
Okay.
You can move, but you can't attack.
Is there anywhere closer that I can still be in cover?
You can sort of get behind it.
It's
not really paying any attention to you. It's fixated on the 4 clones.
How far away is it from you right now?
You're like 10 feet away.
Then no, I'm gonna stay where I am. Just hiding behind that rock.
Excellent. At this point, the ghost does the thing that it did earlier. So it is going to hit. It's going to roll a 17 to attack, so it's going to hit you. But what you get to do now, Roxy, each time a creature targets you with an attack, roll a d20 to determine whether the target instead targets one of your duplicates. So because all your duplicates are active, you need to roll a 6 or higher. If you roll a 6 to a 20, you're safe. Lower than a 6, it's going to hit you.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna roll for me. Yep. 18. Take that, you stupid blue bitch.
So it dives forward where it was headed, and it latches onto this clone, and it picks it up, and it goes. Its fingers start to crackle, and the clone just explodes with like a burst of magical light, and there's nothing. And he screams again, the ghost. But now he's face to face with Sylvia, and you're sort of surrounding him on like both sides. You're like flanking him.
Like me and my clones?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I get to make a move now again, don't I?
Now it's your turn, yeah.
Okay.
So the turn order is Ghost, Luna, Rain, Sai. Because I'll say that the... Yep.
I turn to Sylvia and I say, Sylvia, if you do not tell the truth right now, you're going to die.
She's like, I did tell the truth. He meant nothing to me. I just want Jeremy. And she looks over at him, and he's like, I'm not getting involved in this. He's just like wide-eyed and overwhelmed. And she's like, Jer Bear, please. It didn't mean anything.
Then I'll say, Sylvia, I can't help you, and
You
me
can
and my
you can
clothes
roll
run off.
a persuasion check or an intimidation check, Luna. You can try to persuade her to see your reasoning, to tell the truth, her hubby, or you can tell her to like get your shit together and tell the ghost the truth right now, you stupid dummy. So you can intimidate or you can persuade.
Are both of those under charisma?
I believe so.
Yeah, they are.
Have like intimidation, charisma. Yeah. Well, my charisma isn't very high, and I'm sick of her lying, so I just want to move out of the way.
Okay, you just asked her nicely but didn't like put an effort into it. You were like, bitch, tell him the truth. She's like, no, and you just walk away.
Yeah, I get out of harm's way because
All right.
I'm one clone down, and
Yeah.
I'm not here to like foster her and her stupid husband's relationship. So, like, I'm getting out the way. This is not my fight.
All right, you and your mirror images shift out of the ghost's path, and it sort of glances really quickly at you, but then focuses on her again, and it's now a couple feet from Sylvia, who's cowering on the ground. Jeremy's like, what the fuck? And everybody's just watching. Everybody's now... Rain, how far away were you? You were... Okay, you're right behind it, and then Sai is about 10 feet off. And that would make it Rain's turn.
Can we like correctly infer that it's undead or something?
You like living in the world of Faerun. No, this is a ghost.
Yeah, what's that?
You know it's a ghost. Like, this is very clearly a tortured spirit. You've heard, you guys have maybe come into touch, you can like decide how much supernatural magical shit, because I mean, some people live normal lives in town, and some people are like fighting goblins, right? So you can kind of decide how much interaction you've, how much knowledge you have.
Oh,
But you'd know it's a ghost, yeah.
okay. Can it listen to reason at all?
Sorry?
Can it like could calming her down? No, that's the child. Could calming the ghost down work or?
I mean, I can't like just tell you what it,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
you can try to, you based on what you've seen and what you know about this ghost, so I think it would respond well to reason.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get the ghost to calm down. I rolled a 13 plus 0, so 13. So
All right, what's your line of reasoning? What are you trying to get the ghost to think and do?
just to maybe listen to Sylvia.
Okay.
To hear everyone out. To wait and not do anything it's gonna regret for literally ever.
Okay, so it hesitates for a moment and looks at Sylvia and says, liar, liar, and looks between her and her husband, again, like giving her another chance.
Mm-hmm.
And she just sort of like, and she looks over at Jeremy, and she's just not even trying to pay attention to the ghost anymore. And she's like, nothing. It's nothing, I promise. It didn't mean anything.
Can
So
I
that's
roll
all.
again, or now I'm in combat, so it has to be like turn?
Sorry, you're done?
No, like I would like to keep like maybe try and intimidate Sylvia now.
Okay, yeah, you can have like a bonus in action. Sure. So
Okay.
now you want to direct your thing to Sylvia.
Yes.
Okay.
And I roll 19 to
And what's your line of reasoning with her?
like spit it out already. We're all just like getting killed by this ghost because you like think you're like cheating. Story is the worst. Like
Okay. Yeah, you're like dumb, like you dumb bitch. This is not fooling anyone. I'm gonna get us all
Yeah,
killed.
it's not
Go up,
worth
take
dying
responsibility for your fucking actions. Rah, rah, rah. Finally, she just says, "Fine!" Screams, and she looks at Charlie, the ghost, and she says, "I loved you more than anyone else in the world. You were my everything. But this," and she like gestures at the house, town, and she's like, "This is also my everything. I couldn't let anything come between it. I'm sorry, and it haunts me to this day what I did." And she starts to cry. and the ghost seems to like lighten up for a second. Yeah. Okay. So Jeremy stands up, like, so what? Like, what does this mean? And she's like, I'm sorry, Jeremy. It was like I was a girl again. We were so happy. You disgust me. You're vile, and I'm turning you in. And he like goes moodily down to the boat, and he goes down to the edge of the water, and you guys are like all awkwardly standing.
Turning her into the police, or like?
Turn her for like murdering this.
Okay.
I
I did catch the whole murder part.
Yeah, I don't think that I did either.
Oh no.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I guess
okay.
he just died.
Like he just drowned?
No, I just mean like he's got to died for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. So the ghost is still there. Or no, yeah, okay. So like Jeremy's walking off and man. Yeah, that's fair. The ghost says liar again to her. And she's like, fine, I did it. And she confesses to the murder.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Or would I calm down?
He's
In the
been
living room with the
murderized.
wrench, like.
There you go. She says, I paid off that stupid enchanter in town to mess with your coat because I couldn't let this ruin my relationship with the mayor. I mean, with Jeremy. And it's very important to me, and we do love each other. And I'm sorry.
No, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but it seems to me like that might be the case.
Can we stop like shaming this woman?
And
Please.
with this, the ghost puts his hand on her cheek, and like it's like floating backwards towards the corpse, and it like drags its hand along her face, and as it does, and suddenly she's an old woman.
Wait, you cut out.
Um,
You said and as it does, and then silence,
really?
and then suddenly she's a mole.
he grabs her, like caresses her, but finally told the truth, and he slides his hand along her jaw, floats back towards his, and as his hand drags along her, like 40, all of a sudden she's like a frail old, and the light sort of fades into a few like sparkles and float down and just fade over the body, and you sense like a calm overcome the area.
Yikes.
And she's an old lady, and Jeremy booting down by the boat.
Okay, is she like an old lady, as in she was under some young enchantment, or she also got it with?
He like olded her because she's a shallow bitch.
She's been oldified.
Okay. The Golden Girls. Okay.
Mm.
And yeah, with that, the ghost rests, as is the happy family on the shore, getting along, having shenanigans.
So, how does this affect the whole water thing? Has it been the ghost poisoning the water?
Has it been? Maybe. It seems like. Hold on. Where there are hauntings, sensations of profound sadness, and strange sounds or unnatural. Cold spots in rooms that have roaring fires, stench area, inanimate objects might be their own accord, and things get gross. So yeah,
Fair enough.
sense that a strange darkness, a chapter of has, it's like, yeah, it's better now.
Okay. So did
What
it,
about? No, go.
Oh, did it like immediately clear up, like the yuck water?
Well, I mean, like you're not like fishing. Can't be.
Fair enough.
Do you like check the water? You can check the water,
you
Luna.
check the water.
Druid. So you like, you feel a profound shift. You're already attuned naturally.
You are cutting out so much. I'm only picking
Like
up
every
Oh,
other
man.
word, yeah.
Okay, Luna, because you are a druidess attuned to the land, you, as soon as the ghost fades, feel like this sense of harmony rush back in and a sense of health. And you feel like whatever's been plaguing this town was definitely tied to the ghost.
Oh, good.
Cool. Okay.
What
All right.
about
It's at rest now.
what about the cloak? Why? Like, what's the link between Charlie's death?
I think that's how we found out how she killed him.
Yeah, it was supposed to like lead with clues to her instead of the. Well, it was supposed to be like red herring. You were supposed to think it was. I was very happy. But then I was hoping through the love letters and stuff. Yeah, but convoluted.
No, it's okay. I'm just wondering. Like, I forget the details about the cloak. Was it like dangerous, or was it?
Oh, Wilhelm told you. I guess yeah. Only Luna. But there was a cloak that a woman bought from him that caused your arms to be bound to the sides, to be unable to be moved. And he was like, haha, I guess it's. But she bought it to give him. So she'd be like, here, use a new coat, go fishing. And then the arms bound, and he fell overboard and drowned. And she wanted him.
Got it.
Man.
Okay. No, I understood. I understand everything now.
Yeah, me too.
Uh.
That tied it all together.
Yes.
Good story, Matt. I like it.
Great story, TBH. Wow.
Yeah, so that's there's an old lady crying. That's it.
We leave her on the island in a boat,
Good.
and I drink the lake water. That's fine.
Feel great. Fish are like jumping in your wake. There's a dolphin. It's like,
Has
everything's good.
Sai sobered up yet?
Yeah.
Nah,
I
I've been
didn't
piss
not.
drunk the entire fucking time. That's why I missed
No.
that I got that critical miss on that one roll, and also why I failed that roll, and then got the highest I could possibly get on the aging stone.
True. So yeah, the mayor's like too emotionally damaged. Do you care about anything? Stay here. I don't really. He's like launched into a deep depression, and the city otherwise goes back to normal fishing. And it's great the next morning.
All right, well that's about enough of this town.
Yeah, and then you guys are like, "Whoa, we solved one mystery together."
yeah,
Might as well keep going.
I look at my new friends and say we all make a pretty good team.
We do.
I say I'm gonna need some real persuasion to stay with
Okay.
this
I'm gonna make
bunch of rogues.
I'm gonna make a persuasion check. Because. All right, so I'm gonna roll a d20, which is 15 plus.
As this is happening, I'm charging up Misty Step.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
So I get a 20. So you're persuaded.
Alright.
So put that Misty Step away.
I guess I could stay for one more adventure.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for running it, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, cool. We're done. All right.
Thanks for playing. Well, I mean, yeah, there's no.
Yeah. No, I figured.
You could just wing it. You won't. You should DM now.
In the end, it was the DMs we made along the way.
True.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna stop this.